Oh my gosh, we are back. We're here. Mary, how are you?
I'm good. I decided I'm gonna do like the creepy wave. That's gonna be like my thing,
Slow, creepy way.
right? I'm good. It's been a week, as people say, but this is like I look forward to this night. Like we were talking about this earlier, right? We know this is our Friday Eve.
Yeah, yeah.
Get to hang out, get to chat with our friends in the chat. We get to hang out. It's just like it's a
It's the
nice
best.
way to like wrap the week, right?
Absolutely. And I believe you originally came up with this day and time. So thank you for that. It's obviously worked out. We did miss our first show ever last week. That was my fault. I've been sick, but I'm
Yeah.
doing better. My last day of steroids is today. So we're
Ooh,
good.
you
Definitely
sound
doing
a
better.
you sound a lot better.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely had the sick voice for a while, and
Yeah.
I had a coughing fit a little bit ago, but
Oh boy.
I'm hanging in there. It's fine. But thank you everybody for being here. If you haven't been here before, this is the reading update. We do this every week, unless I'm sick or something else happens.
Right.
But it's always at this time. It's always on this day, and we're going to talk about. Now we have 2 weeks to go over. The last 2 weeks, we're going to talk about everything we've read in the last 2 weeks. Not that there's an amazing amount, although Mary's been killing it, so she has a lot.
Well, killing it's very generous. I read a little more than I normally do, but the problem now is I have to remember what I read last week.
Yeah,
So
I have
thank
to
you.
consult the Goodreads for sure.
I know. So I'm gonna say thank you for everyone's patience now. So I forget character names, plot
Oh yeah,
lines, the whole thing.
same.
Yeah.
Same. Plus, like, I read and had a sick brain. I'm gonna keep
Right.
blaming things on that because there's moments. There's been a lot of moments lately where I'm just like, and then I feel stupid, and then I'm like, no, 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 it's my
Yeah,
sick brain.
that's fair. Yeah, I think you could
You know,
still use that. I think through
thank
the
you.
weekend you could still use it.
Okay, I plan to, so thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. But yeah, we're going to talk about what we've read. It's the last show, what we're currently reading, what we plan to read, and those are called lies, but we're going to go through it. Maybe not. Who knows? But let's jump in the chat. James, Delilah Green doesn't care. I know that book. Yeah. Apparently, James has read Delilah and Iris now.
Oh,
Iris. Astrid. I jumped. A book. I went to one that doesn't even exist yet.
I love that, James.
That's awesome. Bar says, "Yeah, James, because you read it thanks to me." James, let's put
Oh,
this to rest right now,
here we
James.
go
Did you read
already.
it because of Bar, or did you read it because of me? I need to know because it leads me to your next comment, James. This might come back to haunt me, but Kristen, if you want to do a show before book 3 comes out, I'll join you both live if you have me.
Wow.
Also, maybe you could talk Bard to joining. Okay, I would actually love that.
Look at
That
this.
would be a blast. So we'll talk about that more, James. Love that idea.
Nice.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Stephanie says she finally started Delilah Green. What? What an amazing day. Stephanie, did this just
Stephanie.
happen today? I feel like we've talked every day. I haven't heard about this.
Maybe she was saving it to like surprise you tonight.
Maybe it,
Yeah.
yeah, it's what a joy of a day. I'm so happy about that.
I love that.
I can't believe I have to wake up in
Uh,
6 hours, Bar.
I'm sorry, Bar.
You may not want to hang here then.
I know. So yeah, it's like extra special that you're here then
Yeah,
because
thank you.
oof, I get it. 6
That's rough.
hours, like that's what happens to me. I'm laid in bed. I'm like, if I don't fall asleep now, I'm only gonna get 6 hours, and then the
Hmm.
countdown begins. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst. Like last night, I woke up like an hour before my alarm, and I was like, on the one hand, I was like, oh, I'm just so glad it's not my alarm time. But on the
Right.
other hand, I was so bothered
Oh,
because then the next time I looked at the clock, why was it like 20 till? And I was like, okay,
I know. But your
worst
your
feeling.
your your steroid for your cold is like
Mm,
messing you all up.
definitely is.
Yeah.
Also, hi, Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Oh, Bar's over here talking. Listen, listening is reading. Bar, we're gonna fight you on that.
And Bar, I'm on to you. I know you like to bring up the audiobook thing. I'm on to you. You just like to stir it up.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. You're
It's
trying to get a
fun.
reaction, and you're
It's
getting it.
fun. She wants like the chat to be like, super fun and interactive, so she's got to razz some people.
Mm-hmm.
I get
Mm-hmm.
it.
Hello, Lethal Lucha. How you
Hey,
doing?
Lethal.
Hello.
Is it Allie? Ollie?
Ali,
You have to
Ali?
tell us. I'm not great at
Please.
pronunciations, and I never, claim to be.
Yeah, I'm not either. I've never heard of this book. Well, it's just in the
Oh boy.
thumbnail because it's like one of my favorite books of all time, I dare to say. So the thumbnail, if anyone wants to know, I gave Reed complete creative freedom. I said, "Hey, you want to do the thumbnail?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got this." He leaves the room. He takes a photo. I don't know what he did. Makes the thumbnail. Don't know what he's doing. And then he sends it to me, and I was like, "This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen." I love how he did the the Elvis Clash font, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, "This is so good and so bad." So that's credit to Reed.
Yeah. Nice job, Reed.
Bar is saying, when Kristen will read Evelyn Hugo, I'd love to talk to her about it. Absolutely. I plan to actually listen to Evelyn Hugo.
Oh no.
I've got that on hold, so we'll
Oh.
see when that comes in. I have it downloaded last year, but Bar kept talking about it in Discord almost every day, so it's way the only way to make her stop. Got it. Okay. All right. Actually, it's a proven fact that you remember a story better when you read it rather than listen to it. That's not a proven fact for everyone, actually.
And I got one for you, Bar. This will really rock your world there. I a lot of times will do both, and it's not. I didn't create that. A lot of people do that. Where I don't know if there's a term for it, right? But because I have a long commute, I typically will listen to an audiobook. I get home, I find the spot in the book, and then if I'm like reading at home, I'm reading the physical book. It's more about location when that happens for me. But I'm not going to pretend that's the only reason that I listen to audiobooks. I do love them. It's a whole. It's like old time, people used to listen to their shows and their mysteries on the radio.
Stories. Yeah.
Their stories. Yeah.
Also, Bar, we just have to say it. Or we as in I at least have to say it.
Yeah. I don't know what you're going to say, but I back it.
Audiobooks is reading.
Oh, yeah.
Hello and happy Friday from Edinburgh. Ooh, not the future.
It's super laugh hard. Not the future.
Love that. Are you guys watching WrestleMania this weekend? I've never watched that in my life.
I used to watch WrestleMania, but haven't gotten into it in a very long time.
But I'm excited for you, assuming you're watching.
I was going to say, I assume that you're watching.
I think it's hard for me to grasp it because I only found out it's a thing like a few months ago. We don't have it in Israel.
Oh.
You don't have audiobooks?
You mean like from the library and those kind of resources? Maybe.
Hi, Marcelo. How's it going?
Marcelo.
All right. Why don't we just jump in here? Although, didn't you say you had some kind of surprise? Maybe we should do that.
I did say that.
Okay.
Do you think I have? There's really. All right. I said I offered 2 surprises. I have to go get them. Do you mind if I go do that?
Absolutely not.
Oh, off the bat, I'm going to pause the show.
Go for it.
Excellent. Good job, Mary.
You got this. All right, Chris, I've actually done both at the same time, listening to the audio while reading a book. Yeah, I find that I believe Mary's done something similar with some older books with like an older style English. Listening and reading helps you comprehend stuff like that easier. So I like that idea. It's like how it's hard for Americans to watch the subtitles when I've grown up reading subtitles my entire life. Mary has a surprise. Did she watch Schitt's Creek? I don't think that's a surprise.
Nice try, James.
No, I've never watched a WrestleMania. I don't watch WWE or any of the popular wrestling, so I don't know. Never seen it.
By the way, Bar, I saw what you said. Hard for Americans to watch the subtitles when I've grown up reading subtitles. I have no issues. There's a time in my life I would love to there's a small independent movie theater close to here, and I would intentionally pick a foreign film that I had like no clue what it was about, and I would watch it, with subtitles, and I love that because like for me it's like the more watching the actors and then reading the screen, like the more what do you call that? I just really escape and get lost. It's like it eliminates
actively watch.
Yeah, because it like eliminates any sort of distraction that I might have. My mind can't even wander because I'm like watching the actors and then reading the subtitles.
Absolutely. I feel like I watch more documentaries than
Oh yeah,
than
yeah.
fiction shows with subtitles, and
Yep.
it's good. It's good stuff.
Oh, I don't know if you got to this already where Bar says they don't have audiobooks in Hebrew.
Not yet, not yet. We
Oh.
literally do not have audiobooks in Hebrew, and if they exist, it's
Oh,
something very new that most people here probably don't know about.
I
I hope
see.
that changes. I
Me
mean,
too.
because again, from like one, it's great for everybody, but an accessibility standpoint,
Mhm.
it's important to have.
Yeah.
Hi, Michael B. Good
Michael.
evening.
Oh, that's cool. He just popped in. He'll
Very
watch it later.
nice. About to finish the Mini Desolate Star. I already know to read it again soon. Awesome.
Super laugh hard. I keep saying that on Hoopla, and I know people are talking about it. Kristen, did you read that? I don't remember.
I did read it.
Oh boy. I know that pause.
I did read it. That's something I read.
Okay.
I liked it fine.
Okay.
I laugh because people like lose their mind over it, and I'm very glad Super Laugh Heart really liked it, and a lot of people love it so much. Favorite
Okay.
books ever. And I was just like, yeah, okay, I liked it fine.
All right. All right.
So I fell in the middle. I'd be curious where you fall.
All right. I will get to it at some point.
Yeah, I also read it on Hoopla. Hi, Batmanda.
Batmanda's here.
Bar says all of the TV shows in Israel, local and foreign, have built-in subtitles that you can't remove.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's Barth. Like, thanks for sharing this stuff. Like, I
Yeah,
wouldn't know any of this.
absolutely. Hi, Kenny. Hey, ladies. Hope you're doing well.
Hello, hello.
Nick, hello. I love foreign films. I think I tell people if you forget about the subtitles after 10 minutes or so, and I agree, Mary, it takes your undivided attention. It makes you appreciate the film that much more.
That's so true, Nick. Right? Like, you're right. After 10 minutes, it's like you do kind of forget. It makes me think this is a bit of a reach, but I recently was talking about, how the last time I saw Phil Collins with Genesis, he's in bad health shape and he did the whole show sitting in like a chair. And it was less than 10 minutes, maybe I'll say the first song. I didn't see the chair anymore. It was like, because him and the band, like everybody just sounded so amazing. Like, I just love that feeling.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
And you're so right. Like, I feel like, probably especially Americans, we're so used to just, and I'm guilty of it too, like putting something on and doing something else while you have it on the TV.
Yes, exactly.
So it's one of those things like those sort of like the last documentary I watched that had subtitles, like it was a totally different experience because I had to pay attention. I had to read it.
Yeah.
And I had a great time, but it was like, I can't like just pick something up and read while I'm listening to the TV. Like,
Yeah.
it is something totally different that
Mhm.
makes it so much better oftentimes.
Agreed.
Kenny says, I'm kind of sad all the CWDC shows are ending, but 10 years, 2012 to 2023 is a good run. Not too many TV show universes last 10 years with so many shows.
It's a good point.
For sure, for sure.
Which ones, I'm a little behind on that. Which ones are ending that like you're really bummed about?
I didn't even realize all of them were ending. I know Kenny's a big Supergirl fan.
Oh, so, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched CW stuff in a long time. The Mini Desolate Star was in my top 5 books last year. James, you're not the only one. A lot of people.
Wow.
I recently read Essex County and Underwater Wilder and thoroughly enjoyed them. Yes, I am so glad to hear that. Are you going to read more Lemire? Tell me you're going to, and tell me what you're reading next, because I want to know.
I need to reread Essex County. It's really been so long.
We should do an accidental buddy read to do that, because it's also been quite a while for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm due. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not like you. I just have the plain old paperback. But
you don't have this fancy thing?
No, nope, don't have it. I'll figure out a way to still enjoy it, though.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. You'll be fine. That paperback's nice. I had that for a long time.
You're like, yeah, that's what I had before I upgraded.
Well, it's so funny. Like, this one's so grossly like out of print and unavailable.
Yeah.
One, if anyone's interested, like, do not pay crazy prices for it. It's absolutely not worth that. I got it when it like came out, so I didn't pay anything ridiculous for it.
Right.
It is beautiful, but
yeah. You think they'll ever reprint something like that edition?
I can see them doing like a special different edition. Maybe not this one in particular because it was a San Diego Comic-Con limited thing.
Oh, okay.
But I can see them doing some anniversary edition, especially now that the TV show is happening. So like if the TV show kicks it up and like does well, I can see them doing some other kind of fancy edition, which would be really cool.
Nice.
I'm picturing like some pretty, gilded edges or something. Yeah, I want that.
I like gilded edges.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Bar saying even our commercials have subtitles.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting. Let's see, I think the thing is the most Americans are used to watching things only or mostly in their first language. And Israel watch a ton of foreign stuff. That's very true.
Yeah. We do have a lot of that going on. It's like whenever I've traveled anywhere foreign, and it's like I just admire people so much for knowing, like everyone knows at least 2 languages. I just feel like I feel so primitive.
I feel exactly the same. Yeah, and I'm also like, I took French in high school, and I'm like, I wish I would have like kept with it.
Oh
like,
my goodness, I know. I took Spanish. Same thing. I took 4 years of Spanish in high school. I wish I would have at least taken it in college. Like that would have been, Oh well. Could have.
And I took Latin in college, and then I dropped out of it because I was like, nah.
Like,
and now I'm kind of like, wish I had just kept with it. That dead language. I learned English by watching Hannah Montana religiously and reading the subtitles. That's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Batmanda finished Turtles All the Way Down last night. I've also read a few albums of Invincible this week. Batmanda, how did you feel about Turtles All the Way Down? I loved it, personally.
Yeah, I noticed on Instagram, Batmanda, you really were on a run with those Invisible titles. So good for you.
Love them.
Yeah.
The Flash is ending with season 9. Stargirl just ended, and Superman and Lois is still going with season 3.
Okay.
We're in season 4 yet. Okay.
I watched The Flash for, I don't know, probably the first 3 seasons or so, and I really liked it. I fell off not for any real reason. You know how that just sort of happens, but that will be one that I revisit one day and just watch it all the way through.
Yeah, it seemed like a good one.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Snow Angels is excellent. I've read half of it. I do plan to get the hardcover at some point. And we'll see. Of course, Descender is next.
Oh, nice.
Love that.
Very nice.
Omar doesn't even have a copy of the Essex County hardcover. He can't find a copy.
Listen, not everyone is Kristen. I mean,
listen.
That's it.
I'm not inviting him over then, because
yeah, all of a sudden Omar is going to be like, "Oh, what's this?"
He's going to like, wait a second. Still set DC's Legend of Tomorrow ended with season 7 and never got to finish their story. It didn't have a cliffhanger. That is a huge bummer.
That is absolutely. Bummer. Why don't they just finish off shows? What? I mean, I get why it happens, but it's just.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sucks.
For sure. Okay, Bar. Go to sleep. Hope you can sleep well.
Good night. Good night. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, thanks for popping in. To be fair, I only watch WB about 4 weeks a year. Speaking of Jeff Lemire, everybody should totally read his take on Swamp Thing. I love it. I am super looking forward to Swamp Thing. I'll read that in Collected once it gets collected.
Lethal, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I had a WrestleMania question. I feel like, tell me if I'm making this up. I feel like I saw a commercial for it. Is there some sort of like entertainment, are they having like actors involved in this WrestleMania or something? Did I see something like that? Am I making this up?
I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah. Right? I forget what they called it. They were pitching it as like some kind of like, I can't think of the commercial I saw, but maybe Lethal could translate what I just tried to spit out.
I'm sure. Kenny said at least Arrow, Supergirl, and Black Lightning got to end on their own terms. That's good.
Oh, I also watched Arrow for like a similar amount of time, and I never finished it. So,
I also was into Arrow, at least the first season.
Yeah,
and I also just fell off. I don't know. That's the point of both of this. We're like, I don't know. We watched some of these and we fell off.
Yeah, I think we have like superhero fear of commitment or something. We don't finish off these shows. I don't know.
Totally. Hey, Mike. Good to see you.
Hey.
When does the Essex County show drop? It has dropped in Canada. We're supposed to hear internationally at some point. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I got the slipcase for under $40. I know a lot of people would lose their mind about that, Mike. Where did you find it for under 40? We gotta know. Okay, Batman. I like turtles. It seemed like the mystery element would be a bigger focus in the beginning than throughout, but I like the things it did focus on. I listened to that audiobook and I really enjoyed it. And I don't do a lot of fiction audiobooks, like you know.
Oh, that's
so.
right. Yeah, it must.
But it was a good one. It was a good one. Okay, Lethal has an answer for you. Yes, it's terrible. But I've been watching for 30 years. This popular influencer guy is a wrestler now, maybe?
Oh,
That's what you mean?
It's one of the
yeah, Logan Paul. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, one of them. One of the Paul brothers.
One's a boxer, like a legit boxer.
Yeah, Jake Paul's the boxer, so Logan Paul must be the wrestler. Yeah.
All right. I am like impressed that I'm able to have this conversation.
Logan Paul was the forest guy.
Yes, let's say forest guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not gonna the forest guy.
Yeah.
They're both terrible, but I feel like extra bad.
Yeah.
Kenny's saying there's a lot of good DC titles coming out, currently out from the dawn of DC, like Superman Action Comics, Batman, Superman World's Finest, current run of Flash. Apparently there's more coming.
Last night, I read I don't know, I'll say 5 pages of Batman, Superman. Wait, that's the one that's on Hoopla? Hang on, I'm gonna talk like I know what I'm saying. But I started reading superhero stuff last night, and I haven't in a long time. And I have to tell you, I was quite entertained. But I think that's the title. You could keep going. I'm talking gibberish, but I'll find.
Okay.
Yeah, Batman, Superman, World's Finest, Volume 1. That's the one I started on Hoopla last night in bed.
Nice.
And the art is beyond cool. It's that Dan Mora.
Oh
yeah.
He's the best. He really is. He's so good. Sorry, Kid, I didn't even read that. And excited for new runs on Green Arrow, Wonder Woman by Tom King. A lot of people are stoked about that Wonder Woman. I know.
Yeah, cool.
Lethal just saying, I mean, he's decent, better than Johnny Knoxville, but still. It's funny. I do keep hearing that he's actually kind of decent. But as a human, maybe not so much.
There you go.
At least Johnny Knoxville seems to be a decent human, just saying.
You can't have it all, you know?
Yeah. He's not a legit boxer, sorry.
Oh, really? I don't know anything about it. I just know he was trying to box.
I don't know that they're legit anything. Can we say that?
I don't know. That's true.
Get a new to bookstore called Book Off. Okay,
oh, we have Book Off.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a while. This is all I need to read, and I'll end up there in a week or two.
Love that.
Yeah.
I just need to teleport there. We'll go.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, when you already know what I'm gonna say. When we're hanging out, we're going everywhere.
Oh my goodness. We're
gonna have to find time.
You know when people are like, oh, you need a vacation from vacation. That's gonna be serious with us, because we're gonna be nonstop, hitting up bookstores, stationery stores, fountain pen, the whole deal.
You're gonna be so annoyed with me because I'm gonna be like, Mary, should I get this? Should I get this? And we're gonna have to be the bad influence on each other.
I will just say, I will just say yes. Yeah.
And then if you're like, hey, should I? I'm like, yeah, 100%. Yeah, you better. Love that.
Oh no.
Where do you watch wrestling? Kristen, just curious. So I haven't been in a while, but I'm big into this local wrestling we have here at Lethal. Lethal Lucha, rather. Lethal. I put them together. Sorry.
Oh, Lethal might be your new nickname if you like it.
If you don't, sorry. I have sick brain still. No, but there's this kind of, it's so bad it's good local wrestling that we would go see in person with our friend Kyle. We haven't been in a while. I hope to go back soon, actually. But I also sometimes Kyle will send me a link and be like, hey, this is live on YouTube. Check it out. And I'll have to look at what, which, not company, but, which whatever of wrestling it is. Because that's fun sometimes. But I'm not super familiar with a lot of it, honestly.
Is that
but it's fun.
They're different leagues. Would you call them leagues of wrestling?
I can't.
I don't know.
Think of sick brain. I can't think of the name. Lethal's yelling at the screen, probably. He's like, "Come on, why don't you guys know things?" Sorry, I'm trying. But it's fascinating. It's interesting, and I get the appeal.
Oh no.
I was like, I don't get it. And then I was like, oh, yeah. So the local wrestling, there's a dirty baby involved. Yeah, that sounds so weird. It's a woman who's always at all these local wrestling events, and she brings her baby and lets it waller around on the floor, and it's a dirty baby. So then we're like, every time we see her, we're like, there's the dirty baby.
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
part of the fun about going to local wrestling is finding all the locals and the regulars in the crowd. So I need to go back just to spot them because I need to know what they're doing. It's
Oh
fun.
my goodness.
Promotions. Sorry, I knew that. They're called promotions. I write wrestling shows when I'm not doing the punk
Oh.
rock. That's super fun. I love that.
That's cool.
There's certainly like way more like, I mean, I always say it's brutal theater, right?
Mm.
I don't know what I thought it was before I went to it, but at least the local stuff, especially like there's storylines, there's like, grudge. I don't know. It's very entertaining. So that's really cool, Lethal.
Okay.
All right. I feel like we've babbled a lot now.
No, I love it. I love that everybody has like so much to share. All right. So I have 2 surprises. They are not book related. They're not even comic book related, but I'll call them, they're kind of like nerdy things.
Okay.
So I was recently visiting my mom, right? And I went down in the basement for something. I forget what. So I started like looking around. Like there's still stuff there that's like mine from when I was a kid and all that
Love
stuff.
that.
I forget what I went looking. Oh, I know what I went looking for, but I can't share that because that's related to the other thing. Oh my God, sorry. Spinelli Speaks. That's my friend Danny. I love that
Aw,
she's here. And
I
by
love
the
that.
way, I have to promote Spinelli Speaks. You guys got to check out her channel. She is fantastic. She reads everything from middle grade to graphic novels to fiction, nonfiction. Actually, Kristen, that's Double Book Co. Those bookmarks I gave you for your
Okay. I was going to say, I
for your
know this name
birthday.
sounds familiar and I couldn't place it. I know you've
Yeah.
talked about them before. That's awesome.
So
Yeah,
it's
those
Danny.
bookmarks ruled. Love
Yeah.
them.
So that's Danny and Laura's company, Double Book Co. But yeah, booktube friend, but I consider Danny a friend too.
Love that.
James.
James is here for it.
You are the best.
James is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Love that.
Of course. I love that she's here. Danny also has been doing like some like late night reading sprints if anybody's into that. It's a great way to like get some reading done and have a little bit of like quiet company. But typically what ends up happening is like, okay, we're going to read for like 20 minutes or whatever, but then we all get talking in the chat and that turns into a whole super fun thing. As you can see, that happens here, right? Because we're not even, we haven't talked about, like we haven't picked up one book and held it up yet. So, but
well, it's
anyway.
so funny. Like, I know you've mentioned Spinelli Speaks before, and I'm like, have I subscribed? So I'm subscribing.
Nice.
If I haven't, yeah.
Nice.
So sorry, I'm so behind on these great channels. Okay.
And then you'll have to find the book bubbler. That's Laura, but I'll make sure.
Oh yeah, I know Laura. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. So my non-bookish surprise, my childhood find. And I think Mike will be happy about this because sometimes Mike asks me if I have any like game stuff. I found at my mom's my original Atari 2600.
That's amazing. Oh, how fun. How fun. Hey, do you think that still works?
Oh, it works.
Oh, you're like, I've played it.
No, I shouldn't say that. It's I kept my stuff like pristine. I mean, I had to dust this off a little bit, but like I've been eyeing these on eBay. I was about to buy like another unit because I wanted the original, and I found Little Mary's Atari 2600. I could like my mom was laughing at me because I was like almost in tears.
Oh, that's awesome.
Seriously, like I don't know what's going on with me, but I seem to be like maybe I'm going through like a thing. I'm like getting everything from my youth that like made me happy. Like I say Little Mary when Little Mary was, playing her games, listening to music and all that stuff. So that's number one. Number two, this I bought on eBay. I remember the exact Walkman that I had. And actually it's not a Walkman, it's a Toshiba. So I found it on eBay. It was a little more expensive than I wanted to find, but this actually works. So it's been refurbished and cleaned up. So this is like a little Toshiba, I'll say, Walkman, but it's not really a Walkman. Has the little case on it. But let me
That is
show you.
awesome.
I thought I was like the coolest thing ever because let me take the case off. This was like at the time, I know, I'm showing my age, I get it. So, what's that little thing in there, you say? Oh, it's just the radio. And it, I know. Thanks for allowing me on your channel. So, wait, where did it go? Oh, the radio is right here in the shape
Nice.
of a tape.
Nice.
So on top of buying this on eBay, oh, that's why I went downstairs at my mom's house. I was like, I had all these tapes. Don't worry, I don't have a bag of tapes to my side here. Imagine.
And
I'm like, and here's 200 cassette tapes.
you get a pencil out and you're just like,
But anyway, I brought like a gigantic bag of tapes home from my mom's, and they're also in pristine condition. So, of course, you could see where this is going, right? I want to play my tapes, and I will play it at home on this because I have a little speaker I can plug in. But I'm not like going for walks with this thing because I'm so afraid that I might drop it or something. And it's as heavy as a brick.
yeah, I bet.
So, so I'm gonna buy like a cheap cassette player on Amazon because my goal is to listen to those tapes. And like now that the weather's gonna hopefully get a little bit warmer, I'll get outside and get walking more. And again, I'm all about trying to find like less distractions in my life. So I'm not going to stream music on my phone. I'm going to go outside walking without my phone and listen to a tape.
That's so fun.
That's my goal. Thank you
I love
for
that.
allowing me time to talk about all this. But yeah, I mean, this is cool, but I bought it, but I see this and it just takes me back. Like I remember singing, my sister making fun of me because I was singing that song by Human League, Don't You Want Me? And I had my headphones on and I didn't realize people could like hear me. And my sister's like making fun of me. Not nice.
I love that. No, that brings me back to tape days too. You know, like I had one of those.
man.
I had a Walkman that was like the yellow and black one. You know what I'm talking about?
That
Yeah.
was the original. That had to be the Sony, right? The Sony.
Probably, yeah.
Because that was black and black and. Did you say black and yellow? Like your shirt.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good time.
But this, everyone, like this, I can't even tell you what this means to me finding this thing.
I love that you still had it. I love that you didn't know you still had it.
Because I don't know how I didn't know, but I lifted up this blanket because my tapes were under. My mom has like a blanket thrown over some of my stuff, probably to hide it. She's probably like, "Can you get rid of this stuff already? You're a grown woman." So when I lifted the blanket, I was like almost in tears, seriously. So
That's amazing. That's especially cool because when I was a kid, like my first system was a Sega. I
nice.
loved my Sega so much.
Yep.
And from then on, you know, I went to the next whatever.
Mhm.
But I always had to sell my previous system. I was not allowed to keep any of that.
It's fair, you know.
And yeah, it's fair. But but it's so cool that you didn't have to do that. You know, that you like were able to keep it because some of that I'm like, oh, I do wish I had my old Sega, or I wish I had, you know, my Game Gear that was like enormous, you know, or like some of those things. I'm just like, oh, because I know getting it now secondhand would be like hard because a lot of people didn't take care of their stuff, and
that's it, right? Finding them in good condition. I still have the one after this. I got the Nintendo, the original Nintendo, which I still have. I have that in the closet, but like I need to take that out too and play Duck Hunt or something, you know.
Oh yeah, so fun.
So
love them. Love that. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? Adjacent, kind of. I did get 2 board games today.
All right.
Do we need to know about it?
Do you think everyone's like, do these two talk about books or talk about reading or no?
You know, maybe nobody cares. There's got to be somebody who may care a little bit.
I swear, I have some books here, I swear.
I do also, but I just felt I had Reed bring in the games. Look, Target's having a buy one, get one 50% off sale. I couldn't resist.
Time out. That's the kind of stuff you share with your book bestie, no?
It's not on books. It's just on games.
Oh,
I didn't know if you'd care.
My listening skills are not good today.
Just on games.
Got it.
If it's on books, I don't know about it. So
okay, well, let's not start that rumor.
Yeah, sorry. So I had to get 2. I had to, you know.
Let's see.
And one of them is Azul,
Oh
You
yeah,
heard
it's
about this one?
cool. I love
Yeah,
that game.
are
I
you?
don't- so
I was
I'm,
like, really?
I'm
I'm
so
so
sorry. I'm so
excited.
sorry. I know that was mean. I'm sorry.
This is one that Jessica has recommended,
Oh, then
and
it's got to be good then.
it's got to be good.
Yeah.
But Jessica's like, yeah, I think this is a staple for any game collection. I know a lot of people probably, if you've played board games, maybe you already know about this. I'm new to the hobby, so. But yeah, it's kind of abstract, and I don't know. There's things going on, and it looks cool. I got nothing else to say except it looks fun, and Reed and I are excited to play it. So.
You know, I don't mean this, but I hate you in a way because I know you're gonna make me start buying games. I just know it. It's gonna happen. This is what you
Mary.
do. You push Delilah Green. You push your fountain pens.
That's so true.
The games are next.
The washi tape.
Oh, by the way, I got very angry with that cheap washi tape
Oh, girl.
dispenser thing I had.
It's so bad,
stackable one.
right?
You know what happened to it?
Trash
mean,
can.
The whole thing. I didn't take the washi tape. I had it on. I was so angry. I threw the whole damn thing out.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Piece
I
of
need to throw
garbage.
mine out because mine's still there and like the tape's all off of it because it's all stupid.
I realize this may be the worst nerdy conversation ever, but if you like washi tape, I'm not as into it maybe as Kristen is, but I was like, this is pretty cool. It's a good way to like divide columns and stuff like in your notebooks, this and that. Well, that's what I use it for.
Yeah.
So this dispenser, so you line up all your tapes, right? Just
Mhm.
even if you just picture Scotch tape, if you're like, what the hell is washi tape? Just imagine like a dispenser that would hold like 3 rolls of Scotch tape, any kind of tape, masking tape, painting tape, whatever
Various
kind of
tapes.
tape. So the end of the tape, right, it's supposed to rest on the little part that when you rip it off, you use your tape. Well, this thing, you line up all these tapes, whoop, all the ends of the tapes would not stick to the ending. It was a whole
Terrible.
thing. I got very angry. The whole thing in
Yeah.
the trash. I'm sorry. You have 2 games. I'm sorry.
No, and then Mary told me about it. I was like, I think I have this dispenser too because it's the worst.
It's the worst.
The worst. So yeah. Anyway, we have a lot of feelings about things. So Zool, the idea and the thought of you getting into games now makes me so happy. You have no idea.
And
I'm like, I want to get Mary into games, and then next year she can go to Gen Con with us. Like, I've got a whole. Just you wait.
Just so everyone knows, this is what she does. It's like she'll show, like I'll get, I started to get like pictures of game. Oh, I bought this new game, or then she'll share. Oh, I talked to Jessica. I talked to Joe. Oh, I played a board game with Kyle. Oh, Reed's parents are coming over. We're gonna play board game. Like she'll drop little things, and then the next thing you know, it's over. Over.
Mary, I'm so excited to bring play a game with you. We're gonna at least play one game at HeroesCon, okay?
I told you, I'm very agreeable to play games. Like I do find it, and I think it was you and Maddie talking about. I forget the category that it's called, but like games that aren't really like. I think I would really like games that aren't like a competition. Like, oh, I win, you lose. What's
like a co-op game? Yeah,
co-op. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would like something like that because that, like, to me, the idea of playing a game is to like hang out with your friends, maybe talk, have snacks, listen to music. Like, to me, that's what makes it fun.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Okay.
Totally agree. My other game that I had to get for the cover alone. But then, of course, here's the thing. I'm doing my research. I watch review videos. I get friends' opinions. If anyone has opinions, mostly Jessica and Joe and people. This one, the cover got me alone. But then I looked up stuff and I was like, oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I had to. It's called Meadow.
Okay, now that's cute.
Come on now.
This is also what she does. She knows I love animals, so she's holding up a game with animals on the cover.
Animals, and then like all the cards are beautiful. I don't know if you can tell from the back here, but it's all just like woodland stuff and creatures and adorableness, and I'm so excited. It looks adorable.
I have to say that does look adorable.
I know, right? So anyway, I'm very excited about that. That's my games. That's it. I won't go on, guys. Sorry.
I don't know about you.
Chris did say it happens to us all. Mary, a few years ago, I bought a couple of my old toys. So
Thank you,
think about it.
Chris. Thank you. Oh, I see above Mike asked if I found
Oh,
any of my games.
mhm.
I did not. I'm pretty sure I sold those, which bums me out. But I think I shared along the way I've been buying before I even had something to play them on. I've been buying when I see an Atari 2600 game that's in nice condition, I've been buying them and just displaying them. So I have like Asteroids and I have Miss Pac-Man. I think those are the two that I have now, but trust, I will be on
You're
the
like,
hunt
it's
now.
happening.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen.
I love that. Ooh,
What? Oh,
ooh. In Charlotte, we could
yeah.
like go around and try to find some of
Oh,
those
good call.
and board games.
Good
I feel like they're
call.
gonna go together, right?
Do they have board games at Heroes Con? Is that something that's there?
I don't know that there's like people playing.
No,
Because it,
like vendors. Maybe there are there vendors
you
with.
know what? I don't know that that's something I noticed last time, but theoretically, maybe.
Well, yeah, last time you probably
Yeah.
weren't looking for it, so
Right,
you
right.
know.
But you better believe we'll be looking for it now. It's a very like comic focused con,
That's cool.
but I know they have like other things at some of these like vendor booths and stuff. So like, yeah,
Yeah,
we should definitely look.
nice.
You're like, I won't, but
No, here's the thing about me.
you're gonna
I
see something to show me.
No,
Okay.
I love to browse. You could take me to Walgreens right down the road and I could spend hours in there. I love to browse. I'm
I do
like, so
too.
if you're like, "Mary, come look at this booth with me that has all games," I'll look around. Like no problem.
Listen, we're gonna have the best time just walking around and looking at stuff. I promise.
I promise. I have a feeling we're gonna do more than just look at the stuff.
Oh well, you're right. But it's perfect, right? Because of our hotel location and the con, we can buy crap and then bring it
Put
back
it
to
in
our
the room.
hotel. That's right, and then walk back and feel like, okay, at least we're getting some steps. I don't know.
I know. Well, that's the thing. Like when I haven't been to New York Comic Con in a while, but when I used to go a lot, I had to consider like, you know, like how
Mhm.
much I could carry. Like it would like, maybe that was a good thing because it kind of really put me on a budget. But
Well, and another good thing about this is, by the way, anyone watching, if you're going to be at Heroes Con, Reed's going to be tabling there, and we're going to have not only are we going to have chairs that we can sit in behind his table if we really need to break, which is wonderful to con. We're like, where do you find a seat, right?
yeah,
There's also going to be space to put stuff. Just saying.
yeah, it's awesome.
All right, I've lost track of everything.
That's okay. Oh, Duck Hunt, yes.
Duck Hunt. I remember Duck Hunt too. It's so fun. I own a good amount of games and only played a few, kind of like all my books. We've all been there, haven't we?
I feel that. Recently, I'm sorry, I can't stop talking about Atari, but recently I hooked up to our living room TV, one of those like Ataris that, has the games like preloaded in them.
Mm.
So it was like sitting on the floor like a child, and I played Frogger for an embarrassingly like amount of times. Frogger and Space Invaders. I was so happy.
I love Frogger so much.
Oh my goodness.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Love that. Batmanda likes washi tape, but hasn't used a dispenser for it. Well, Batmanda, if you ever need a dispenser, we'll let you know what not to use.
I got to tell you, on the dispenser, just spend the extra like $5-10 and get the nicer one. That's my advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James is still waiting for me to talk Jess into buying Unbeatable Squirrel Girl Omnibus. I think he went back on his. He's went back and forth a few times now, so I'm unsure exactly where he's at. I think he's going to buy it.
The last I remember, I thought I heard him say that he would maybe read it with you, but possibly digitally. Am I making that up?
I think he went to that and said that, and then he was like, maybe I'll get the Omni. So I don't know where he's at. I did get it. It is pricey.
Oh, you did? You did order it?
Yeah, I guess that's a spoiler. I am, well, I am putting out a haul video on Tuesday that I did with Reed.
Nice.
So that's in it. If anyone wants to see it, it is quite a beast. It's quite a beast. I couldn't resist. I was really back and forth because of the price, but then Reed was like, you know what? This is the most excited you've been about an omnibus.
Right.
You just get it.
Yeah.
So I did. So yeah.
Yeah, isn't it like, is it 1,600 pages or something crazy like that?
Yeah, I think it's a little over that. Yeah.
I keep eyeing it. When the second somebody returns theirs is damaged, I'm jumping on it.
You're
Like,
like, I'm getting it.
I want to get it just because of how much you've talked about it and everything. I'm sure I'll enjoy it, and yeah, I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I do love how like they kept the letter pages in, which is
I,
so fun. And there
I
are
love
fun
that.
letter
Yeah,
pages. Yeah, because I
yeah,
remember reading some, which doesn't really happen a lot with a lot of modern comics. You know, when
true.
they collect them, they don't keep the
Yeah.
letters in. So that's really cool. And that adds to the page count, of course,
Oh yeah.
as well as they put that original OGN of Squirrel Girl beats up the Marvel Universe.
Okay.
And they threw that in, which I love because that, I mean, it wasn't part of the original run
Yeah.
necessarily, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that added up with the pages. It's very, very cool.
Nice.
I'm glad it exists. Have either of you played the Portal games? Portal 2 has a super fun co-op mode. You have to work together to solve the puzzles, but you can also sabotage each other. I played.
Kristen, am I frozen or are you frozen?
I'm showing you, but that doesn't mean that's right. I don't know what they see. Does anybody want to pipe in? Well, you're moving now to me.
The,
Did I freeze for you?
the next, yes. Well, on both of my, me and you here, there are like little circles going. Like it all went all black. So it's probably my internet.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's so hard. Like, well, it's just so hard. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Portal. I played the first Portal. I think. I didn't finish it, but it was fun. It was a good time.
I've never played. Would I like it, Kristen? Work together to solve the puzzles.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's a fun video game. There's teleporting through portals.
Got
it's
it.
puzzle. Yeah, it's super puzzly. I think it would be fun as co-op too. I never played it with someone. Mary's frozen for yes. Okay, thanks, James.
Right. I'm back.
You're moving though. You're alive. All right, are we going to talk about books? Maybe I don't know.
Oh, sure.
We could. Let's see. I'm already like, well, okay, Goodreads. What I read. Should we go back and forth, or do you want to? How do you want to do this?
Whatever you would like.
Okay, I do want to mention. Let me just kick it off with. I think since we last were on here, check the date. When was that? I'm like, what day was this?
Where am I?
Where am I? No, that wasn't. That's too far back. Have I already talked about Supergirl on this show? I don't know.
Would it help if I? I almost knocked some books down. Would it help if I told you the last time we were on?
I'm looking at a calendar. No, I got it.
Okay,
we're good. I got it. Sorry. This is something you need to know I read since we've talked, which is Sad Animal Facts Baby Talk.
Oh, here we go with this book. It's like, look at the cute animals. And then Kristen will read some depressing thing like, oh, this animal can't smell out of its left nostril and can't taste its food.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Just like the one I love showing, cats don't recognize their grandparents.
Oh, that's the one.
Which is, I love the illustrations in this. It's so cute. It's also ridiculous. And I don't know. I had a good time with it. It's certainly not like amazing. I give it a 3 out of 5. It's something I'll remember some of these facts probably, and I will pass this book on because I'm not trying to be sad all the time.
If that thing appears in one of my care packages.
I know you don't want it. Don't worry. I know you don't want it. Okay. It won't go to you. I'll pass it on to someone else.
So funny.
So I read that.
Nice. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I know once we get going, but like, whose turn is it?
Yeah, we'll keep doing that.
I can remember that it's my turn now. Okay, this is a book I picked up from the library. It's kind of a funny thing. When I posted this on Instagram, Rich, who usually watches us like later on in the replay, he was like, "Oh, that's your new thing, books with elephants on the cover." And I cracked up because I was just like browsing in the library. I just wanted to grab some stuff, and I was like, "Oh, what's this? This looks cute." And I pull this out, and I'm like, "What is my thing with elephants now?" Like, I love animals, like I said before, but like, I didn't know like elephants were my thing. But this is called Bluffton. Little large
Love the
elephant,
cover.
I should say. And this is by Matt Fallon. And so basically, this is fiction, but I'd say like loosely fiction in the sense that the creator Matt, he read a biography on Buster Keaton. And most people know him from all of his like famous silent movies, right? So he read a biography about him, and he was just inspired then to create this book. So it's really about this small town where Buster Keaton and his family came to, called Bluffton. That's the town. So it's just really about like the summers that they were in town, touring through, and with the other Keaton brothers, and I believe the father's name was Joe. And so it's just about the summers that they came to town and how much fun the kids had, and how much how much entertainment and how much fun the show, what's it called? I'm losing vaudeville, the vaudeville show. But the art in this book, let me try to find like a good spread to show. It's all in like watercolors, which I know, Kristen, you like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some really beautiful artwork. Let me get one that has a little more. That's kind of like a dark. Yeah, the artwork is just gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this was like just a random find at the library, and I really enjoyed it. Don't you feel like sometimes you just find a book that you didn't even know existed, and it just like hits you the right way? I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, which I'm kind of glad, because that's the best feeling for me, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's one thing when you go out, like there's a creator and you love them, whether it be their art or their writing or both, and you go and you buy their material. But I just think it's so cool when you can find it sort of on accident.
Absolutely.
And I guess elephants are my new thing.
I wondered if that was like a children's book, but then you open it up and it seemed a little thicker than that, and maybe like comic form.
I think it sort of is a children's book. I'm not really sure.
I guess I meant picture book.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bad at knowing like what is what as far as like, sometimes people can so easily be like, I'm reading a middle grade. I'm like,
right.
I might be, but
yeah. I also don't know, but
yeah.
And obviously I love all ages books.
Oh yeah, so, of course.
That looks really cool.
Thank you. I always like to mention this is on Candlewick Press. So
nice.
If lately I've seemed to be doing this a lot, but this is one, if I find it in the wild, get it in the wild, I would pick it up.
Love that.
Yeah.
So was that like a 4 out of 5?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me. And here's the thing. Do you think I remember? I want to say I gave it a 4.
Okay.
That's
my guess. That's my guess.
That's your guess? Okay. You usually know more than I do about my own ratings.
I mean, I don't remember what you rated it, but
no, not like that. Just like by the way I talk about a book. I mean.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh boy.
Well, while you look that up, James is saying we're talking about books now. I listened to The Wicked Bargain by Gabe Cole Novoa this week. It was about a non-binary teenage pirate with magic power trying to learn who they are. That's cool.
That sounds cool.
Say 3.5 out of 5. That's decent. Awesome.
Sorry, everyone. Mary's holding up the class.
That's okay. I'll show you this digital. Well, I didn't read it digitally. I'll show you my next read. How about that?
4 stars.
4 stars. Nice, nice. Well, this read for me was also 4 stars. It's called Thieves. It's put out by No Brow. Speaking of Rich, Comics versus the World on Instagram, who I believe you were referencing.
Yes, I was.
He also posted about this book, and I saw it and I was like, oh, this is something I would love. And I think he was even like, yeah, this is a Kristen book. This is pretty much something you'll like. And this is the cover. I actually got this. I got this from my library. I wish it would focus. I need to be better at this. My dad's going to watch this later and be like, why don't you upload the photo and like put the thing? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, Dad. I'm sorry.
I know, Larry, we're just not, I know.
Why can't I? Anyway, okay, that's it.
Do the beauty thing. Like put your hand behind it. Does that work?
Does it work?
Oh, I'd be so impressed if it did.
That's funny though. Yeah, this is called Thieves. It is about these two girls who they're thieves. They they
No.
steal stuff.
No.
They're kind of both kleptos, and I don't. Maybe that's not the word I should be using. They steal stuff. I don't know. They need to steal stuff. They have a desire in different ways. I'd say actually one of them much more than the other. There's a thief. There's a thief in the. So remember when I read some stuff when I was sick?
Yes.
This is one of them. However, I will say 4 out of 5. I really liked it. I had to give it back to my library, so I don't have it.
Okay.
I didn't want to fine. I wish they would get rid of the fines because it gets me.
I think my library did. I think.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them have, which is great.
Yeah.
But what's my point? I don't know. I'm bad at explaining books, and maybe I should just read the description on Goodreads.
Listen, this is
I'm
a
going
judge-free
to.
zone.
Here we go.
Okay.
Ella can't seem to remember a single thing from the party that night. Nope, the night before at a mysterious
Wait.
stranger's mansion.
Wait, when was the party?
I don't know. And she sure as heck doesn't know why she's
Ooh.
woken up in her bed surrounded by a magpie's nest of objects that aren't her own.
No.
And she can't stop thinking about her huge crush on Madeline, who she definitely can't tell about her sudden penchant for kleptomania. But does Maddie have secrets of her own?
Ooh.
Can they piece together that night between them and fix the mess of their chaotic personal lives in time to form a normal teenage relationship? That would be nice. It ends with, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Listen, it was really fun, entertaining. The art was beautiful. Wish I could show you. I'm sorry I don't have it physically. But I read that, and I do recommend it, especially for a library read. Pick it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
You told us what that's on. It's not what. Who publishes that? You said it.
No Brow.
No Brow. That's right.
Yeah. Which I wish they had stuff on Hoopla, but they don't, to my knowledge. So It's a bummer.
Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure if I already talked about this. I think maybe I said I was reading it, but I finished it. Did I say I finished The Hound of Baskerville?
I don't know, but I do remember you reading it.
Of the Baskervilles. I really enjoyed it. I think I read this like when I was on the train, and it was just like perfect, exactly what I wanted. Great art. I don't know if I show the art. This is one I can't remember, but I'll show some more art if you want to see it.
Looks good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's one of those dark tales. I don't know how many are out on this series, but they take classics and put them in graphic novel form. The illustrator is Dave Shepard. I feel like I talked about this. I can't really remember, but this was an Ollie's purchase. So for $2.99, I would say this goes in the category. I was thinking like, oh, I'm going to read that and probably pass it on, whether it be like a little free library or the library for the little book nook. But I want to keep it.
Nice. Good.
That fine line, right? Where like, oh, I want to read stuff so I can get it off my shelf. But I'm like, oh, I want to keep it. So
yeah, been there.
I think I gave it 4 stars. I mean, I'm a Sherlock Holmes fan, so this was kind of like a no-brainer, but you never know, right? You might, when you read it in a different form, you might not like it. But yeah, that's not a whole lot to say about that one, but I finished it.
Nice.
As you and Reed say, I did a thing.
You did a thing. I also did a thing. I finished I finished the first cycle of Nice House on the Lake. If you all watch me on Fangirls, you already know that, so I won't go on about it. But Nice House on the Lake Volume 2, I read that on Hoopla. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I had feelings about it. I thought the first half was way better than the second half. But I am going to continue and read more. And I certainly be Hooplaing it. I have no desire to own it.
Oh, well, you know what? That's interesting because I was actually going to ask you if you were interested in there's a deluxe coming out, right?
Yeah, there is. And I, after that first volume, I would have been like, absolutely. Now that I've read the second half, I'm glad I did because
wow. Okay.
I don't see a reason to own it personally.
Wow. So hearing that from you, I think I will read what you've read so far on Hoopla. And listen, if I disagree and I love it, then
Sure.
upgrade, right? Or no, I guess that wouldn't be an upgrade, but that'd be an
It'd be a
upgrade.
grade.
A grade. You just flat out grade.
Just grade then.
So that's good. That's good to know because you were so pumped about the first one.
It's true.
Oh yeah,
It was on my top list last year.
yeah.
And I stand by that. I love that first half, but I had so many conflicting feelings about the second half that
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't need to own this. And maybe by the time it's done and we see how that arc goes into each other one, however long it's going to be,
Yeah,
maybe I'll feel
yeah.
different. Maybe I'll love the whole thing by then. But at this point in time, I don't feel the need to have it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm
Alright.
sure others probably disagree, but there we go. Should I get Something's Killing the Children's suit? I assume you mean slipcase. Yes. It's $35 on IST right now. That's a great price. I think, is the deluxe available? Are you saying should I get the slipcase or the deluxe? Because I'll tell you what, the slipcase is just a case on the deluxe. I don't see. Yeah, you don't need it necessarily. It's pretty. But if you're referring to the content, I really like Something is Killing the Children. So I'd say totally check it out. If you already know you like it, then there you go.
Well, it's funny. I read, suitcase, and I pictured like books in a suitcase. I'm like, oh my god, it's the greatest idea. Lethal, you might be onto something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Cool. Is it me? Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I love this book, and I'm going to have a hard time describing it because that's where my brain is today. How about at work today? I was like, without getting all into the nitty gritty, I was like helping out with some billing, like invoicing, I guess. So my friend at work was just saying like, oh, just put that one invoice into April, right? In my mind, April already happened. I don't even understand. And I
when
made
it's
her
almost here.
yeah, and I made her say it like 5 times, and finally she was like, "Mary, next month." Like she was like trying to be like I would have been annoyed with me already. She's like, "Next month is April." My point is, I've worked really hard. I earned my paycheck this week.
Nice.
So I'm a little fried. But I read The Moth Keeper.
Yay! Look at us reading the same book back to back. I did it with Marshmallow and Jordan. You read that, then I read it. I read The Moth Caper. Now you're reading it. How fun are we? We're so fun.
And I'm thinking like, wow, you bought this. I bought this like I read this in under usually books
so fast
just sit on the shelf. So
yeah, look at you killing it.
Killing it, I'm telling you.
Killing it. Tell me your thoughts.
So this is by the wonderful Kay O'Neill, of course. Of course, I love the art. The colors in this book are just like sick.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Should I make you big? I'm gonna make you big.
Sure. Let me show you another page. I mean, look at these purples. So let's see if I can describe this. So there's a moth keeper. So she ends up caring for these, I guess they're like night moths, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a whole story on why I'm cheating a little bit. So I do remember that she's like a new moth keeper. So she's sort of like in training, and it's this huge responsibility for her her community. But it's sort of like a role that's very she's alone a lot. Once she's like finished her training, she's alone a lot. So it kind of brings up the larger conversation of like, there are two sides of every decision you make, right? And sometimes you might not see the greatness or the positivity in one decision versus the other. You might think one is better than the other. I know that this is like maybe not that deep of a book, but I did find that there were those sort of storylines going on that went way deeper than just like tending to some, moths at night. So it's a bit about her community and her role in the community and how she grows and how people view her. And, it's sort of like, what is it like the responsibility that she takes on? Is it going to be worth it? Because she does have to sacrifice in taking this role. because she's alone so much while she does it. So how was that?
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good.
Oh, and because I'm cheating, her name is Anya. But like, I think any experience that I've had with Kay O'Neill is just her stories, her books are just like the warm hug that we always talk about, right?
Oh yeah.
I would go as far to say I think anything that's I would never. I'm going to keep all these books. So, and I think
Absolutely.
I think I said she. I meant to say they. So yeah, that's I think I gave it 5 stars too.
I did as well.
Yeah.
It just felt nice.
Yeah.
Right? It's like all of the Kay O'Neill books I've ever read. I think all of them
Right.
have been like just cozy hugs. Like
Yeah.
and not even like surface level, nothing's going on kind of.
Right.
I mean, there's like it's like a hug and it makes you feel nice because
Right.
like you felt things and you went through stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like
Right. And don't you think they're the kind of stories that I love stuff like this where, you know, somebody much younger than us could read it and enjoy it, where we read it and we get all of these like life lessons out of them, you know?
oh
It's
yeah.
it's kind of like whatever you put into it. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Whatever you put into the reading experience is what you're going to get out of it, you know?
Well, I think it's especially great for younger people as well to read stories like these.
Yeah.
And even if they don't realize it at the time,
Right.
they are learning huge life lessons that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they're going to carry with them, you know,
Right.
from these sort of stories.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like whether it's so surface level or not surface level, but whether it's so simple as like the deaf character in Tea Dragon Society, like
Yeah.
being introduced to sign
Yeah.
language in a book.
Exactly.
Doesn't happen a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So even something like that feels so minor is so big for everyone, I think. And there's a lot of that in here too.
I put a little tab on this page. Let me see why. I think
Should we see it?
we'll see the pink tab.
Uh-huh,
But I think
yeah.
I wanted to read the bubbles to my friends here. Oh, I see why. No matter how long you study, knowing when to ask for help is a form of wisdom.
Hmm.
I was like, Mary, I have a hard time asking for help. I think most people probably do, but I do struggle with it. And when I read that, I was like, they're right. That's
good.
true.
It's good.
That's your little fortune cookie for the.
I love it.
For
so
the
good.
evening.
Yeah, I think everyone should read that, especially if you've read Tea Dragon Society. And also, if you haven't, you need to read that as well. But The Mothkeeper, along the same lines of like, you're going to have a great time. You're going to have beautiful art. You're going to have great, rich characters.
Yep.
And a fun journey. I mean, just to like see everything those characters go through. It's great. It's great. I'm glad you liked it too.
Thank you.
Mike thought Nice House on the Lake was only 12 issues. I think a lot of us thought that.
Oh, wow.
I got to the end and it was like end of cycle 1. Which, like James says here, the way the book ends set up a sequel. Yeah, so I don't know how long it's supposed to be, but also Lethal has not read Something's Killing the Children. Okay, my next question to you: do you have Hoopla? Because I would always recommend hitting up Hoopla if you don't want to just throw the money at something. If you want to just throw the money at something, I do think it's a great read and it's worth your time. So, I actually read the first half but jumped off before the long break. Jump back if you want, but I don't know that I'd recommend it. I gifted Marshmallow Jordan to my 10-year-old niece. She loved it.
Oh,
I love that.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really cool.
Love that so much.
I'm glad she loved it.
Tea Dragon Society is amazing. Yes. So good. I'm glad you love it too.
It's a great, great story.
Also, please read The Mothkeeper if you haven't, because it's wonderful.
Danny, I want to see a review of this on your channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking forward too.
But you know what Danny does much? She knows how to review a book.
Where I'm just like, I don't remember the characters and what happened.
How about I like talk about the book and I'm like, Kristen, did I get it right?
There's some kind of charm in that for us, though, right? I think
I'd like to say there's charm, maybe in our honesty, like.
Yeah. Also, you're
Hon-
still way better at it than I am.
And
So
like when I say honesty, I mean bad memory.
it's not good. Yeah. I'm glad we can relate though. Also, Lethal Lucha. Get yourself a library card, please.
Oh, lethal.
Can you? Are they accessible to you? Like, please
Lethal.
change your life.
Chris is gonna you admitting that you just opened a whole can of worms.
Well, the real question is because I know it's different in certain countries. I don't know where
Sure.
you're at in different areas, of course. But if you can get access to a library, therefore a library card, please do it.
Yeah.
And if your library has Hoopla, it's going to change your world. It's so good. It's so great.
Yeah.
An amazing resource.
It really is an amazing resource. I feel so fortunate that like we have access to it because it's amazing to have all those books at your fingertips. Like,
The best.
you know, I was going to say it saves me money, but in reality, what ends up happening is I'll read something. I'm like, oh, I really like that. I want to get a copy of it.
Oh, it saved me a lot of money, even if it's like something because I've read some stuff I hate. So
True.
like stuff I've hated. I'm so glad I Hoopla'd, right?
Yeah.
Stuff I've loved that I end up finding maybe used later, and then I can just grab it for my own shelf. Like saves money too, you know?
Yeah, of
So,
course. Of course.
not that I need to tell you, you know. The next thing I read, also digitally, again, if you watch my fangirls, you already know, but The Night Eaters Volume 1, what's it called? She Eats the Night? Yeah. She Eats the Night.
Sorry, I'm giggly. I don't know why I'm giggling.
It was something. I liked it. I did really enjoy it. At the same time, I want to know where it's going. It was also like quite short, but it was just a part 1. So I don't know. I liked it. I don't really know what else to say, and I really can't tell you much about it
I have to
because
say, I
of
watched
the twist.
I watched you and Maddie review that, and I'm like, what the hell is this book about? But I
Yeah,
have
it's
to
hard.
tell you, you two did your job because I'm like, I have to read this now. 'Cause
Yeah.
What are
I
they
re-
talking about?
I want you to read it so we could talk about it, like
Okay.
100%. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And by talking about it, I mean, well, we could talk about it here, but we can get more in depth off camera and talk about it.
Right, because you don't want to spoil
Certain
right?
elements. Yeah. So I'd definitely be curious to your thoughts on that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Is it
Did
my
you read
turn?
more? Yeah. You're like, I read a ton more.
I'm like a reading show off tonight. I gotta tell you.
You know what? I'm still going. I don't have much more, but I'm going.
But is it really showing off? We only have a lot because we didn't do a show last week.
It's so true. And some of mine are short. So there's that.
All right. Another book I recently bought and I read it. I mean, is this how this is supposed to work? You buy books and then you read them? But Passport. Remember me showing you all
Yes.
this?
I've also gotten that from the library before.
Oh, right. So it's a graphic memoir by Sophia Glock. Isn't that a gun? Glock.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia Glock. So this is a story about Sophia.
Glock.
So there's this girl named Sophia Glock. And
she wrote a book called Passport.
Yep. Here it is. I read it. I don't know what's happening.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, bye. So Sophia is like suspicious. Her parents, like, they move around a lot, right? And she's like suspicious of her parents. You know, like parents think they're like doing something good by like not telling their kids stuff, but kids end up like sniffing it out anyway. So it ends up. Am I allowed to say this? I'm afraid that I feel like if you read a summary, I won't say her parents have a job that, because I'm afraid that I'm spoiling. So, sorry. Isn't this fun? This is me reading. Her parents have a job that sort of like, you know, they have like a double life because of their job. So because of it, they have to move around a lot, you know, and Sophia's given like strict instructions, like basically like not to share too much with her friends or anybody at school because, you know, it could end up being a dangerous situation for them. at home. So it's really about her upbringing. And she has an older sister who is like your typical older sister who kind of like at first treats her like she hates her, but really she loves her. But it's just like little sister, big sister relationship. And there's a bit of a situation there where I guess the older sister, because she is older, she knows what their parents do for a living. So there's a bit of that, but it's really just about her upbringing. I wouldn't say this is like a book that's going to like knock your socks off, but I really enjoyed it. The art's kind of, I'd say it's a little bit different. I don't know what you call the style, but oh, sorry.
I think I remember. Yeah, I remember opening it and
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand this art.
Yeah, it's different. It's but I do like the color palette.
Mm-hmm.
But there was something about this book. Like, I'm not going to get rid of it. I don't know if that's, I don't know what kind of measurement that is in our rating system, but I'm going to keep it. I enjoyed it, and I'm curious to see if you do end up getting it out taking it out from the library again, what you think of it. And they had a cute dog. You know how I am. I'm like the.
Oh yeah.
They had a cute dog, and the dog was in a lot of the scenes, and I forget the dog's name. Not that everybody's like, oh my goodness, Mary, what was the dog named? But anyway, there we go. I know that sort of sounded like a bleh review. I enjoyed it. Kristen's gonna say, what did you give it on Goodreads?
Yeah, what'd you give it?
And I'm gonna say, hold on, I don't remember. I think I gave it 4. Yeah, 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely grab it from the library again then, for sure.
Yeah, and I don't want to say like, oh, you have to read this, Kristen. It's just it's someone's story.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Speaking of someone's story, Lethal Lucha lives in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Oh.
They totally have Hoopla. I'm such a busy guy, I'd have to choose between my local comic shop and the library. I'm going to have you choose the library. Here's the thing. I get that you're busy, Lethal, but it just takes one walk into your library, get that library card, and then you're set. You don't have to keep going to the library if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You got your Hoopla right there, right? You just need your library login, and you have your access, and you can live your life. I'm just saying, it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah. You deserve it.
Yeah, you do deserve it. You know what you don't deserve?
Wait, time out. Danny doesn't mess around. Just because I happen to have like Goodreads open and you totally can't see my phone, she added The Mothkeeper to her wants to read.
Oh, nice.
I know that was a little creepy, Danny. I'm sorry, but it did happen to show up. So.
I need to add her on Goodreads. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, we're all over it.
And now I'm just trying to get in on this friendship. I'm like, you sound cool. Let's hang out.
Listen, there's no doubt in my mind that you will adore Danny and Laura, best people. No doubt in my mind. You're already friends. Laura doesn't even know it yet. Danny does. Well, now Danny knows.
Love Danny, you in? You in on this? Okay, cool. All right. What was that? What was my transition? You know what you don't deserve? Bad books like this one. Okay. Slash them all.
Oh.
I hated it. When I say I hated it, I mean I hated it. Okay. So this was for my library. Thank you, library. Save me money. The cover intrigued me. Okay. You got
I could see that. That's
right.
Yeah.
Interesting cover. It's a nice textured hardcover. Fantagraphics put it out. The back also interesting, right?
Oh.
Evil has plans of its own. For a group of teens in a tranquil seaside town, summer is approaching and the future is fraught with uncertainty, so the best to hope for is an endless summer. But when 2 high school students are found dead, news reports of a serial killer on the loose stoke fears and send the small community into chaos. Meanwhile, evil has plans of its own. Okay. So I was like, wow, how fun, right?
Yeah, this is our jam. That sounds like
murder, right? Yeah. Good times.
Murder.
You know how we like murder. Not like murder, but murder.
They know.
They know.
True crime, the whole deal.
They know. My favorite murder, they know.
Yeah.
Nice in pages. Look at how pretty that is, right? The interior art is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Black and white.
Black and white, yep.
Illustrated. Yeah, okay, it's fine. So we follow. I don't know what to say without giving away stuff, but we follow this guy, this kid, and then all these murders start happening, right? And you kind of
Okay.
see the murderer, but you don't know who it is.
Okay.
And when I say I hated it, it's like the gross part. Like, I don't know how to say this without sounding bad. Like, the gross part's a murder, but like, you know the real life gross parts about how, okay, this murderer grew up and killed small animals. Like, those sort of things are depicted, and
The animals are
yeah,
Oh, then
and I'm out, right?
yeah.
But I had to see it through. The good news is it's quite quick. But the things that happen, it's not even just. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's trigger warnings for many different things, including sexual assault and
My goodness.
obviously murder. I mean, there's just so much in this. I didn't find any of the characters particularly likable either, which I struggle with. I mean, some people can
Yeah.
read that and love it. I struggle with that.
Yeah.
But it's not for me. It's not for me. I would not recommend. Maybe you'll like it though. It was a library pick for me again. I'm so glad it was. But yeah, just happy I didn't buy this one. So, and yeah, if you can't handle like the animal thing,
Yeah.
you don't like. You don't necessarily like. It's graphic enough, is what I'll say. Right?
Listen,
It's graphic enough.
I can't handle those sad animal facts book.
Yeah, I get it.
So,
I get it.
I can't definitely can't handle that.
Yeah. So I hated this. Okay. 1 star. 1 whole star.
I'm glad I didn't see that one on Goodreads, so I'm glad I didn't, because that was a big surprise. Like, I didn't even know what you were holding up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Well, and sometimes because Goodreads is not great, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
I can't live without it, but it's also terrible.
Yeah.
Which is nice because sometimes I don't see your updates, and you don't see mine, and then
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's what happened.
All right. All right.
Danny never thought she'd meet someone else who talks about hoopla as much as me. I go on and on about it.
It's a wonderful thing.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. Also,
Stalker. All right, you found out. I stalk you.
James, you're just here with all the links, aren't you? Thank you, James. James is hooking up the friendships. Appreciate that.
Love it, James. Thank you.
You should have saw Damn Them All, Kristen, except for that one part. It was stellar. I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is?
Damn Them All Through?
Damn it. I still don't know what that is.
Lethal will tell us.
Please tell me.
All right. Well, it's funny, all this Kay O'Neill talk.
I know what's coming. Yeah. I love that you did it.
I did it. I almost did it. I read 2 of the books.
You did 2 of the 3. Yeah.
2 of the 3. So I was in the library, and I saw all 3 books. I'm like, you know what? Because I think Jessica had mentioned that she recently did a reread of these. And when she said it, I'm like, I want to do that too. And I sort of remember these on the shelves at the library. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to grab them. I mean, oh boy. You don't even know what I was about to say Tea Tree.
Oh, okay.
That's a whole other series. The Tea Dragon Festival. So I read that one, and I read The Dragon Society. I can't remember these titles for the life of me. I mean, listen, these books have been talked about, right, a lot, so I won't get into the story. But I do have to say, this year has been, I think this is going to be my year of like rereading, because particularly with these 2 books, I can't say the third one because I haven't read it yet. I haven't reread it yet. When I first read these, I gave them 4s. But when I reread them, I changed my rating to 5. Because
we love to hear it.
It's that whole thing, right? The first time you read a book, I mean, yes, sometimes like the one you just showed, you're like, this is a piece of garbage. Get it out of my face, right? That happens, yes. But when there are books that you like really, really like, or maybe just liked, I do think there's a possibility when you take your time during the reread, because you're not like trying to figure out the story, you're not racing to the end, that whole thing, right? We've talked about that before, but I found myself like really enjoying the stories more. And maybe it's because I was familiar with the characters already. Um, but I upped my ratings. Um, and maybe I shouldn't assume that everybody has read. We shouldn't do that. So if you wanted to see some of the art, there you go.
I'll make it big.
Can't really see, but it's that awesome. Let me find another page. And it's the whole. So there are these. Maybe I should say a little something. I shouldn't. Right? We shouldn't assume everybody's read.
Yeah, I
them.
guess so. Yeah, we just assume everyone's heard us talk about things. But yeah.
So the long story short, there are these little dragons, and they have these little things, little leaves on their little horns, I guess you call them, and they have to be, they're picked for. Kristen, something happened? Oh, I know what she's doing. So anyway, there are these little dragons, and the leaves are picked for these teas, and they need, these dragons need special care. But then you end up learning about the community. I mean, it's really cute. Like, I appreciate that. Look at the.
I mean, come on now. So they cut the little things here to make tea.
Yeah, they make tea, and every tea dragon has like a I don't want to say an owner. That sounds okay. How many are there?
Just keep going.
Every time I look up, you're like petting a new one. They are adorable. They really are adorable.
Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So, like in each book, you learn a bit more about specific characters. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the third one?
Yeah.
Do you know their names if you
if I read the tag, yeah.
No, like if you didn't even look at them, you'd be like, "Oh,
No.
that's okay."
I think this one was chamomile, because chamomile's grumpy. I think I may be wrong, but
no,
no, was the chamomile? Oh, was it the other yellow one? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I think so.
Okay, my bad.
I think that's ginseng, the one you. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, if you haven't read these books and you want a cozy, warm hug from the mind of Kay O'Neill, you got to do it.
Absolutely.
You might be like, okay, tea dragons. I don't know if I'd be into that. The story, like every other Kay O'Neill story, they all go much deeper. It's they're inclusive stories, like Kristen mentioned in the Tea Dragon Festival. There's a character that uses sign language, and it's cool in the beginning of that book. There's a little description on when you see something illustrated this way, it means there's it's the sign language like interpretation. Oh.
Your reaction got me.
I didn't know it was going to do that. So yes, so I had my little rereading session of these two, and I loved it. Upped them to 5 stars.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Should I? There's only 4.
Oh my goodness.
only 4. Make a thumbnail.
I was just gonna say that is.
Anyway, I had to. You were talking about it. I had to.
When your camera went off, I'm like, I know what she's doing.
Yeah. You knew. I knew you knew. Yeah, Batmanda. I have all of them.
Batmanda. Of course she does.
I have a problem.
Since I hope Danny's still here, but I think she's still here. Can you show her one of my favorite of your plushies? Can you reach that plushie?
Oh, I was like, I can. Absolutely. This is this is Pollo from the Chew comic series. Mighty Pollo. He's half robot, half chicken. Rooster, I guess, right?
It's that one. It's the best. I haven't even read that that
He's great.
series yet,
He is
but
great.
oh my goodness.
Love him. Love him.
Thank
But yeah, he just chills in the middle of my bookshelves over here.
Yeah.
Like floats. You may see him in some of the other videos with Reed and I. He's just floating in the background. Which I knew you really liked, Mary.
I love that.
Okay, then All is in the new book by Cy Spear. Oh, okay. It's about a gal who's trying to find out who killed her uncle. Okay.
Oh,
I'll check
okay.
that out. Yeah. I mean, James just got all the links. Check this out. Love that.
James.
That's the best stuffed animal I've ever seen in my life. It's pretty great. Yeah, it's pretty great.
I just
I
love
would
how it's like the size of a real life chicken.
It's big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right, where did we leave off?
It's your turn.
Okay. All right. I did read Red's Planet. This was fun. I got this at Ollie's as well. And
Nice.
I picked it up from the cover alone, as well as Jeff Smith blurbed it at the top there.
Nice.
And Jeff Smith's great. So also, I mean, the art looked really good. And it is essentially about this girl who has red hair, and everyone calls her Red, and it makes her so mad.
Oh.
Which I feel like Reed can relate to, because like I feel like anyone ever who has red hair has probably been called Red in their life.
And probably not at good times. They're like,
yeah,
listen, Red.
right, yeah, exactly like that.
I
So yeah, and she's a foster kid, and she's living with like this whole family of like kids that don't love her or don't like her, and you know she's dealing with school, which she doesn't like either, so she skips a lot. So of course, long story short, one day she's accidentally abducted by aliens, and
Kristen,
goes-
I got really nervous. I thought you were so casually laughing, and then one day she got
She was
abducted.
no, like just accidentally by aliens. So then she's on a whole different planet, and it's such a fun adventure. You know, she meets a lot of interesting characters. And hi, Alexander. Speaking of interesting characters, he's so cute. And she just, you know, you could see her personality transform. And I thought it was a really fun tale. So I'm looking forward to more of this. It does continue after this. And I believe I gave it 4 stars. So definitely worth my Ollie's money for sure.
Okay, I'm very sorry because the microphone is like up in the air now. Okay, buddy.
He just wants to talk into it.
What do you think? I don't know.
Batmanda, I also have some T-Dragon pins. I don't have all of them though. There's tons. They have tons out now.
I'm afraid to go on that website.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, I remember you read part of it, but just couldn't get past the first issue because. Oh, okay. Let's say the animal abuse. Okay, I remember this now. Yes, but if you can get through it, it's the only time it happens. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I had to stop because it was a lot. Adorable puppy.
Thank you. That's Alexander. A lot of times he won't let me pick him up. Like he gets really close. He wants me to pet him, and then like he has short little legs. He's like standing up on his hind legs now. But a lot of times when I go to pick him up, he runs away. It's like a game. So I was surprised I was like able to scoop him up.
Oh,
yeah,
he's the best.
Thanks. So my last one, I wanted to save this for, even though I don't have like a nice screenshot. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. This was probably my favorite read in the last batch. Oh boy. Sorry, everyone. So I listened to the audiobook of this. It's Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I don't know. Oh, here we go.
Hey, nice.
So if you can tell, that's an octopus on the cover. So there's this woman. She's a woman who's getting a little bit up there in age, thinking about like moving out of her home into more of like a senior type living arrangement. She's very healthy. She's just thinking about the future and how she's getting older, but she has like a part-time job at the local aquarium. I know this is going to sound a little bit like off the rails, but I promise you it is a beautiful story. I remember leaving a voice memo for Kristen about it, and I'm like, just hear me out. You're going to think I'm high or something. I'm reading this book. It's about this elderly woman and her friendship with an octopus in the aquarium that understands her and can talk.
Love that.
So the octopus is like, it's so funny listening to the audiobook because he has like this like, it's like an English type accent, and he thinks he's above all the other animals in the aquarium. He like looks down on, some of the other fish and stuff. But ultimately it's the story about the community and how there's a connection between this young guy who ends up working at the aquarium and connection with the community, and the aquarium is sort of like the glue that holds the story all together. But this woman does develop this friendship with this octopus in the sense that like she's just like she can sort of understand him, and yes, they in the book they give him a voice, but it's not like there's like a talking octopus and this elderly woman having a conversation. She just kind of talks to him the way like we would all talk to our family pets, and they understand our tones and things like that. But you do hear the side of the story from the octopus's like perspective, and he's hysterical. But he does realize like this woman's love for him, and being such an animal lover, it just really got to me. The story is so good. And then there's a lot, don't get me wrong though, there's a lot of human interactions and a lot of bonds. Like the young man that ends up working at the aquarium, he hasn't had like the easiest life. And this woman Tova kind of like a little bit takes him under her wing, and he just needs that in his life right now. He's kind of getting like a second chance at life. It's just a beautiful story. And the way it's funny, it's like one of those stories I was listening to, and I'm like, how is this going to connect? Because I got all into, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the octopus's name. Marcellus, I think was his name. I was getting so into, his his chapters. But the way they build the characters and bring them all together, I mean, it's a work of art. I truly recommend, if you like audiobooks, do that. If you want to read the physical, it's a great, great story. And it's interesting. It's one that I listen to on audio, and I'm raving about the audiobook, but I think I want a physical copy of that book too, because I think it would be super fun for me now that I know how it ended, because you are trying to guess how these people connect, right? And I think I would like to read it in the physical form, so I could like take my time with it.
That sounds really good.
And Tova actually has like this group of friends, and they're called, I can't remember the name of their group, but it's like a knitting club. But all they end up doing is like getting together and gossiping. So that stuff is very, very cute too.
Love that.
Thank you.
That. I'm gonna check that out. Was that like on Hoopla or something?
Yeah,
or
it's on Hoopla. Yeah.
Love that.
Yep.
I love that.
So that was definitely a 5-star for me.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hello, Krista Mary. Hello. Have you read Ballad for Sophie and or Days of Sand? So I've really wanted to read Ballad for Sophie, but I have not, as well as Days of Sand, but I failed on both ends. But they're on my list. I don't think you've read either.
I have not. No.
We'll do that one day.
Okay.
Everyone should read this new book called Specs. It's about this kid who ordered these magic 3D glasses off the back of a comic book. He's a gay teenager who has a crush on his best friend. It's something. Cliffhanger there, man. Oh. But no, that sounds good. I'm writing that down. Specs. I'll check it out. Who puts that out?
I have to get better at having a little notebook right here, like you do.
I got you though.
Thank you.
If later on you're like, what was he talking about? You're like, Specs. Well, I have a few more actually to talk about. Wow. And I'm shocked. Well, I gotta say some of them are short. So like there's okay. That. I read Open Bar. This is an Oni Press book that Reed gifted me a while back. And I'm reading it for the show I'm doing with Jess Omnidog on Saturday.
Nice.
So, I'll go into kind of some depth about it, I suppose. I love the art style. I love the art style. I really like the color palette throughout this as well. And it is about these two friends that you see on the cover here, Linny and Beardo. They've been friends since they were kids. You get to see some of that. You get to see flashbacks. But essentially, what really kicks off the story is Beardo's father passes away and leaves him his bar.
Oh, wow.
And I believe he passed away a while back. They weren't like super, super close. But he leaves him this bar with the stipulation of you have to have a business partner and you have to have the bar for like 3 years.
Okay.
So he goes into business with his friend who he's living with, and they were about to get evicted. So they weren't in a good place together. And then they were like, okay, we'll start this bar and it'll be great. Well, it's not great. Like no one goes to this bar. No one's interested. And one day, which this is not a spoiler because I feel like this all really happens at the beginning. A lot happens in this book. But one day, like a plane turbine falls from the sky and lands on one of their former teachers who is leaving the bar, who one of them slept with.
Whoops.
Whoops. She dies, of course.
Oh,
and
goodness.
yeah, reporters come there to like report on this bonkers incident.
Yeah.
And in that, Beardo's like, hey, yeah, she was walking out of this bar and she loves this bar. Come see this bar. And that blows up their bar, right? That gets them a lot of publicity for the bar. People want to go to this bar because they saw it on the news. So then they're really successful. Essentially, it's about their personal lives throughout. Lenny has this ex-girlfriend that he can't get over. He almost married. It was a whole thing. But she cheated on him like a million times. Like,
oh boy.
So there's a lot of interpersonal drama, and again, mostly about these two main characters. What I will say about this is it's an entire like arc of a story. You see their whole lives, right? Mm-hmm. Which is interesting, and I liked that aspect of it. I didn't dislike these characters, but the thing I cannot get over, and I know it's not just me because I read some Goodreads reviews after I finished it because I was like, I don't know how I feel. Every woman depicted in this was not depicted in a great light, like everyone. And I will say there's redemption for one of the characters toward the end. So she did have like a turnaround of, you know, personality, I guess, or life, you know. But it still felt weird to me, that aspect of it. And I did not like it. I still kind of enjoyed the ride, right? And it definitely brought some unique aspects to everything. I think some things could have been fleshed out more because we did see such an extended period of time. Mm-hmm. And there were some things that kind of like bummed me out about it. But so, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of in the middle about it. I liked it. I liked my journey there, I guess. But there were some things that I'm like, man, really? Like, we could have like treated the women characters better than this, you know? Which is a bummer that I can still say that about something, right? So, and I hate to be like, well, I kind of still like some of it because that's hard. So yeah, I'm in the middle here. I'm kind of like, okay, this is how I felt. I don't know.
Do you want to hold off on rating it because you're going to be doing it on Jess's show?
What's interesting is I still haven't rated it.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm at a 3. If I had like 0.5s, I would be able to give you some more nuance on that, right? But
yeah.
But I think I'm at a 3. I don't know. I think I'm ultimately at a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you end up keeping it? I know. I
don't think I will.
Questions. Okay.
I don't think I will. I'm back and forth right now, but I don't think I will.
All right.
Yeah. I do know when I finished it, I had to tell Reed the whole story.
All right. So there's
I was like,
to that, right?
Well, yeah, I was like, hey, are you ever going to read this? He said, no. I said, okay. Can I tell you the whole story? He said, yeah. And I go through the whole thing. And it was like, it's kind of hard for me to articulate some of my thoughts with it because I was so back and forth about, like, I found myself when I got back into it, because I mean, it's what I call homework reading. Any reading I read for shows I call homework reading. So it was a struggle to get back into it, but only for that reason, because when I did, it really did kind of breeze by. I wanted to know what was happening. I was rolling my eyes at some things that were happening, but at the same time, I was interested, right?
Right.
And I do think it brought something somewhat unique to the table in the way they told the story. But I still had some problems with it. So
I
yeah,
get you.
yeah,
That's an interesting conversation, right? Because like you said, you're still processing basically, right? And
yeah.
sometimes you can something can it's tough. We use words like, "Oh, it was a really good book, it was a really good story, this and that." But you enjoyed the ride, you wanted to like talk to Reed about it after. So there's something to that as well. I mean, I know you mentioned how some like the women characters were either written or treated. But I think you have an incredible you know, what's the word? Sense of my guess is that it was done in a way that was unnecessary. I mean, I'm sure
Mm,
you've read plenty of books that you rated 5 stars and like there are some women in there that were like, you know, jerks or
sure.
whatever the case, like not written as like pure like, you know, beauty and intelligence and all these like you don't have to have like I'm just saying you can handle it, right?
Well,
From
yeah,
what
and
from what you're saying, it was done like unnecessarily,
well, and it's like all
you know?
obviously we're all layered, and we have humans have layers, right? And I'm not
Exactly.
saying we don't, right? There
Right.
are, men can be XYZ just like women can be XYZ.
Exactly.
Non-binary people can be XYZ, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But when you only have really two main women characters and they're both kind of terrible in certain ways, it's just like,
Yep,
what? Like, I don't know. It makes you wonder, right? It makes you think, like, why
yep.
are we okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Mark says, "Oh, I thought at least Kristen would have read them."
Oh,
Sorry, you should definitely read them. I think you both would like them. I've truly had both on my list. It's just sometimes you can't get to them. Sometimes, my library doesn't have either one, which is also a barrier to entry for me.
yeah,
So yeah, it's hard, but yeah, I'll definitely read them at some point.
yeah, and then Kristen will remind me to read them.
Absolutely. All right. I only have three more. So
Now you have 3 more read?
yeah, well, the next three are very short though. So like Super Cats.
Okay, here we go.
So this is just a little comic book, just a little guy. Truly made for younger readers, I'll tell you that. But it was still so fun, and they're cute little cats. What can you say? And then Super Cats meow.
I mean,
Me wow. Sorry.
oh,
Me wow.
wow.
Me wow. Which again, incredibly short. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Listen,
I had fun.
they count.
They count. I had fun. But the true 5-star read of the bunch, which I think you would really like too, is The Catman of Aleppo.
Oh.
Are you
Is that
familiar with this story?
okay,
True story?
it's from Ollie's, that's what I say.
Yes, yes.
Is that in Italy? I mean, is that in, no,
It's in Syria.
it's in Aleppo.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
this is a true I feel like I sort of know about this.
Yeah, see, I didn't know this story. So one, the art's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful, beautiful. Also, don't buy a copy because I got you one.
Oh my
It's going in
goodness.
your next package. Sorry to spoil it, but I was like, well, if she goes to Ollie's and maybe she'll see it. So yeah, just I got you.
No, I'm glad you told me that. Now,
Yeah,
like, I'm excited
yeah.
because I was looking at that like, "Oh, I want that."
Oh yeah. Well, I saw the cover and I hadn't even read it, but I was just like, well, I'm getting two.
Nice.
This is
Thank you.
beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's about the war in Syria. So when that happened, many fled from the once beautiful city of Aleppo and were forced to become refugees.
Wow.
Um, but one guy who this is about this cat man. He is an ambulance driver and he stayed behind. He wanted to help care for his neighbors who could not leave. He noticed quickly that it wasn't just the people who needed care, but the animals as well. The
Oh.
hungry, abandoned cats who all called out to him on the streets were as lonely and scared as he was.
Aw.
And he basically uses what little money he has to feed these cats and create kind of a sanctuary. And he gets donations online when people start hearing about him, and he's able to really, really help. And I don't know how I didn't know the story. I didn't know the story, and it was beautiful. It was
Look
beautifully
at that.
told. I mean, it's a picture book, but
Gorgeous.
it's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a really great, touching story, and I'm really glad I picked it up. So
Aw.
easy 5 stars. It was awesome, and it
Yeah.
made me happy. And then to know, like, it's a true story, is just really lovely.
Look at that.
Yeah. It's a good time. So the Catman
Yeah.
of Aleppo. That's what I read. I did it.
Did it. All right.
Are you
So
currently reading anything?
that's what I'm looking at. I am
Mm-hmm.
currently reading two things. I am reading. What did we establish? Was it Batman, Superman,
Oh,
World's
yeah,
Finest?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't have that in front of me, but I am reading that
Okay.
via Hoopla.
Nice.
So I'll be reading more of that as I try to unwind later on to go to sleep. But other than that, I've been reading. I'll go with this one. So I finally picked up Ann Patchett's These Precious Days. I'm doing this weird. Maybe it's not weird. I don't know. Maybe people do this with essays. It's been a while since I've dipped into reading essays, and I'm so glad I picked this up because I remembered that I love them because they're great to dip in and out of. Right? It's not like you're reading. You know, help me out. A
Long form story.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I started to do this. Not only so I'm enjoying reading essays because I guess there's a feeling of accomplishment, right? So you read one and then you start one new. It's like starting a new book, right?
Yeah.
So the first one I didn't really want to read just because I was like, listen, we're honest here. I'll tell. I shared this with you. The first one is called Three Fathers. So it's like this picture with Anne and like the three father figures she had in her life. And, my dad's gone. He's been gone a while. And I was like, I don't want to read this. Like, I don't have my daddy. So I was like, meh, I'm not reading that one. You guys, it's been a week. So I was like, just
That's fair. I think that's fair. I know you're depicting yourself as like, yeah, but like, I think it's fair.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm this way. So the titles of the essays I think they're pretty cool. Like a couple of them, one's To the Doghouse, The Nightstand, My Year of No Shopping. That's the one, Kristen. I was like, oh, I want you to read that one. So what I ended up doing, so this is a thing I started. I'm like bouncing around, skipping around based on titles Mary deems as cool or interesting. So I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to track this? That whole thing's, oh, well, Mary printed out all the titles on a piece of paper, folded it up and put it in it has the nice French flaps that we love. So I keep it in the front of the book. And as I read them, I, put a little X next to them. Did I need to share all of that? I could have just said, I'm currently reading Ann Patchett's These Precious Days, which, by the way, can you see?
That's a great cover.
Look at that little dog.
Yeah, very cute.
And I'm really enjoying it.
I'm glad.
One of the essays that I read called The Nightstand is about how, real life Anne receives a phone call one day and this guy's like, I have some of your there's a piece of what looks like mail or like I forget if it was like an award she won for some writing thing when she was like way young, but he found it stuck in a nightstand and somehow found her number and called her and was like, you probably would want this back. It's like an award that you won or, so she's like, nah, I don't want it, whatever. But the essay turns into like, how her family had saved a lot of her work when she was younger and how like with this specific nightstand, how it probably bounced around from one family home to the other. And then just the whole thought of like how it ended up in this guy's home. Then he finds her, reaches out to her. It was just a really cool essay. And that's the first one that I read that like really pulled me in. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. She writes in such a way that you feel like, it's just like a friend talking to you, sharing a story, much like we do on here, I think. So if that interests anyone, I think Ann Patchett would be a good I really honestly don't know if she has other essay collections out there. Have I read any of her novels? I don't even know if I have.
I feel like you told me this was your first one.
Yeah, I think so. I kind of like that I started with her essays because it's kind of making me want to read more, read her novels. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. That's obviously what I want to continue reading into next week too.
Awesome. Well, I haven't read any Ann Patchett. I just know her from her Nashville bookstore.
Yes, yeah,
I-
she mentions the bookstore sometimes.
Yeah, it's really nice. If we ever go to Nashville together, I'll take you for sure.
Is it what kind of store is it? Do they have used books there, or is it more of like a?
It's all new,
Okay,
but they have a really good selection.
nice.
And yeah, and they also have like a ton of book events. So that's where I met Tegan and Sarah during
Oh,
their
right.
book tour. Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
it's nice. Okay. What I'm currently reading. Were you done or did you wanna
If you want me to, I only have one other one I'm currently
Okay,
reading.
yeah.
I dipped into this classic, Ernest Hemingway. Sorry, my light is bad tonight. The Old Man and the Sea. If I read this, I don't remember that I read it. I just started it. I'm only like 30 something pages in. But I found on YouTube. Oh, this is a surprise for you, Kristen. I think you're going to be very happy with this.
Oh.
I now have YouTube Premium.
Has it changed your life?
It has.
Okay.
But right now I'm utilizing the download ability when you have that because it's great for the train for me. Right? But I found an audiobook that on YouTube, and it's The Old Man and the Sea, and it's narrated by Charlton Heston. And it's fantastic. So I've been doing my thing where I'm like sitting in bed, with listening and reading and
Nice.
loving it. And I was really into this, but I only fell out because I started getting into the essays. So that's what happened.
Do we know if Ann Patchett, sorry to go back to her, do we know if she reads the audiobook for her essays?
Let me tell you. I think she does.
Because I love that idea.
Oh, that would be great for you.
Yeah, because you know me, I'm weird about audiobooks, and especially like if I'm listening at work, which is usually where I can listen to something, it's hard for me to get into fiction and not get my head out of work kind of thing. But like an essay collection read by the author, that would be perfect for me.
Yep, she's the narrator for.
I'm doing
for
it.
this one. Yeah, that'd be great.
Doing it. Absolutely.
That's a great idea. I didn't even think of that for you because I know you like for work and it's just easier to focus.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. Love that.
Wow, Hoopla has a ton of her work.
Ooh. Do they have that one? The one you're...
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm there. What's happening?
Nice.
All right. So what I'm currently reading, you may be like, you're still reading that? Yes. And it's still just a dust jacket. It's How to Excavate a Heart.
Come on, flap it for me. Yeah.
There you go. Mary's favorite thing. I'm still really enjoying this, but I've only been able to dip in and out every now and then between what I have to read for shows and everything. So, but I'm still really enjoying it and I'm looking forward to finishing it. So I'm reading that. I just started today. Here's another dust jacket, Red Handed, The Fine Art of Strange Crimes by Matt Kindt. I do actually have the book beside me, but it just didn't have the dust jacket. So there's that.
How's that? I know you just started it. How's that going?
You know what? I'm really liking it so far. Which I think I've said I'm very hit or miss with Matt Kindt with stuff. So that's good. And also this one's got a real nice sketch in it. So that's cool.
I have to admit that I had that book at one point and it was a casualty of like Mary in a bad mood trying to make room on her shelves.
Okay.
And I did sacrifice it. And I think it was because I got it for so cheap. And
sure.
It's like when you hold it up, I think about it, I'm like, why did I get rid of that? I should have read it first.
Well, maybe I'll end up hating it. Then you'll be like, I'm glad. We don't know yet. I've just started it, but I am enjoying what I've started for sure.
I know, but I'm
So
not gonna wish that on you because I was angry one day
no,
clearing
I'm
my
not saying
shelves.
that.
Okay.
I'll just let you know for sure. I get it though. I get it. Been there.
Yeah.
Uh, Danny really liked Old Man in the
Oh,
Sea. The
okay.
surprise, many mixed reviews on that one.
I wonder, like, I I already just like the tone of it because the old guy's just like. I hope the old man doesn't turn out to be like a jerk or something, but he's just like an old guy and he's got this relationship with this younger kid who seems to like take care of him and look out for him. Granted, I'm only like 30 pages in, so what do I know?
You'll know more when you finish up.
Thank you.
Also, I'm almost done with this. I'm about a little over halfway through, and that is I'm still not positive the name of this. I guess it's Piao. I guess Pew Piao Pew. I don't know. This under here. So this is
Wait,
I know this is bigger. I know, but on the spine it says both, and I'm confused.
eh, okay.
Listen, hold on. Let's check Goodreads. What did Goodreads come? I couldn't find it under Goodreads. Okay, no, they're calling it.
We found that awfully fast. Wait, did you
Never
do
mind.
did you scan the cover?
No, I already had it on my currently reading. I just couldn't remember. It's because I think Reed and I went back and forth about what this book was called,
Oh, yeah.
and then we found it on Goodreads under. I guess I'm gonna say,
Mommy?
Mommy.
Mommy?
Sounds weird, but yeah, I guess that's the title. So I, it says Piao on the back, so like maybe Piao.
I think you're
World
reading too many
Comics.
you're reading too many cat books. You're like, meow,
That's
meow.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
What I will say is, I believe we got this at like a half price a
Okay.
while back, and it's a little short comic. And inside, I think what got me, one, I love the inside pages. Love,
nice.
love. And
Yeah.
there's these French flaps. But I love the art too. I just think
Yeah.
it's very, very cute. And I believe Reed is the one who like read this little illustrator bio. And at the end it says one of their biggest dreams is to pet every cat.
Oh, there
And I
you
believe
go.
Reed took this and was like, "Hey, that's you," and gave it to me. And I was like, "You're right." But what I will say is I'm really enjoying this so far. It is about this police officer and this criminal, this thief, who kind of gets away with him all the time. Throughout his life has gotten away with him, right?
What's with your like thievery?
I don't
theme?
know. You're right. I don't know. They're so back and forth though, and they have a really interesting, funny relationship. It's incredibly over the top, but I really, really like the art style. It's very like kind of throwbacky, you know?
Nice.
And the way it's colored is really interesting too.
Am I seeing eggs and squid and
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. And it makes me hungry. There's a lot of food in this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want some of that.
Nice.
Even like there's a little intermission page where it's like, hey, let's show you this food that's gonna make you really hungry. I don't know. I gotta tell you, is there really a defined story yet? Not exactly, but I'm loving it. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
I'm really liking it. So I'll tell you what I think at the end, but I'm liking it a lot.
Fun.
That's a book that has a title.
You're like, don't ask me what it's called. Please stop with the questions.
Oh, here's a good one. Have either you read David Sedaris? Yes.
Yeah.
He does a lot of mostly autobiographical. Wow. I'm okay. Essays, short stories, and narrates his own audiobooks as well. Yes, yes, yes. David Sedaris on audio is the only way to David Sedaris, right? The only way.
Agree more. You have to do it with audio.
Truly, truly, truly.
I forget what year it was, but I went to see David live, and he legit just stands up there and reads his books, and it is the funniest. You will have a headache when you leave. It's like amazing.
That's why his audiobooks are so amazing too, because he will incorporate those live performances, those live reads of his books into the audiobook. What was the last book he came out with called? Was it last year?
Was it Calypso? No, am I making that up?
After that. which I like Calypso a lot. I can't think of what it's called. Hold on.
I think Calypso was the first one. That's my first exposure to him. And then I kind of went backwards, you know?
Yeah, Calypso's great too. Happy Go Lucky.
Oh, right, right, right.
Yeah. Did you read that one?
I don't think I got to that one yet.
You know what? You need to. Yeah, it came out May last year. Happy Go Lucky. We actually listened to that on the way back from Heroes Con. And it
Oh,
was like,
that's right. Yeah.
yeah, it was like the best because what a great, again, it's a great thing because you can dip in and out of it
Right.
and it's just perfect on audio. But yeah, Happy Go Lucky was awesome. I met David Sedaris
That's right.
back in the day. Yeah, yeah, at a Barnes and Noble. He was very quirky and weird, like you think he would be. It was a good time.
That's funny.
Yeah, you got there before I did. Thank you for that. Happy Go
Nice,
Lucky.
nice. Actually, it's funny we're talking about Sedaris now. I feel when I went to see him live, he's friends with Anne. He was like
Oh,
really promoting her work. I was like, that's cool. Like
that's
at
cute.
his show up on stage, he's like promoting his friend like
That's
as
funny.
part of his show. Like I feel like I know there's like a community, right, amongst like writers and everything, but I can't say I don't know. It just was like I thought it was really awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I need to go see him in like that kind of setting. I think
Yeah.
I would love that for sure.
I seriously had a headache when I left because I was laughing so much.
I love that. Glad to hear you guys like him. Glad to hear you too. Yeah, thanks for bringing
Yeah,
him up.
that was a great call that knowing that we would like him. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So that's our current reads.
Yes.
Do you have plans about what you may read at some point in your life? That's what we're going to start calling it.
I like that. At some
Hopefully
point
soon, but
in
like
your life, maybe the next year or two.
we hope. Fingers crossed.
Okay. My first one is no surprise. I kind of already said it, but I want to finish off my reread.
You
The
must.
last one is the tea. I can't stop saying tea tree. Listen, if the next series is the tea tree,
You're going to be like, oh no.
tea tree. I don't know. I can't think of a clever. I'm just not that quick tonight. But this is my next read. Listen, I know I can finish at least this book before the next show.
Oh yeah.
Right?
For sure. For sure.
Anything could happen, but one would hope.
And I have to tell you, I think the third book's my favorite.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I do. I do. Did you read it ever or did you never get to that one?
You know, Kristen, here's the thing. Goodreads says I didn't.
Mm.
I don't think I did because I would have rated it, right?
I would think so. Yeah,
But how did I not read it? I just read the first two. I was like, no more.
Well,
That's
what I'll
it.
say is now that you fresh in your head the first two, so the
Yeah.
first one dealt with some characters. The second one, you kind of went back in time, dealt with some characters.
Yes.
The third one puts all of them together.
Oh my goodness. I have to. Can we look at the first page?
Oh, it's the best.
I
The
mean,
best.
come on.
The best. Let's make it big. Hold on.
Oh.
Here we go. Adorable.
Come on.
So cute. It's so cute.
Okay, so that's good to know. Oh, she's back. I think that's my favorite one. The one you just that one.
Oh yeah,
This
the
one, yeah.
best. Yeah.
It's the flowers.
Yeah. Adorable.
See,
Adorable. Also, like has these ear piercings.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
I can't really have plushies because Alexander would view those as toys.
Toys, sure.
And he is destructo with all of his toys. Like he guts them. We have one Mr. Met because we're New York Mets fans. But it's on like the top of a bookshelf. And once in a while I catch him and he's looking at it like, why is my toy up there?
And you're like, don't you dare.
And Mr. Met's like a little wobbly. If he ever like falls and we're out somewhere, that he's gone. He's a goner.
He's gonna be murdered. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Do you want me to keep going? I don't really have a ton. Obviously, I'm sorry I keep holding up the same books. I want to keep working on these two.
Mhm.
Old Man in the Sea, These Precious Days. So I'd like to I don't know if I'll finish the essay collection because I'm really enjoying how I'm just taking my time. Pretty much how it's gone this week is I read one on the way. When I do go into the office, I read one on the way in, one on the way out. And then for the rest of the train ride, I'm just like either listening to a podcast, which by the way, I've been revisiting Paul Hull's podcast, Buried Bones.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Holes. I miss him.
Paul. Yeah.
So he obviously has a new partner and a new podcast name. And I can't remember her name's Kate. She's a journalist. So it's kind of cool because they revisit crimes like from like a long time ago. So she kind of in her journalistic way kind of presents the case. Some of them are solved, some of them are cold. And then Paul kind of comes in and like with the lens of like modern technology and kind of gives like his take on it. So sort of like a different spin to true crime. Because sometimes you know off the bat like what happened, but I'm finding myself, you know, like really enjoying it. So
Yeah, I need to get into that because I really enjoyed him and everything I've listened to, you know.
yeah.
And his book, of course.
Oh, Paul.
Kittens.
That's the thing I love listening to him talk to. He just pronounces every syllable. Kittens.
It's great.
And I'm continuing to work on Batman, Superman, World's Finest. And wait, hang on. I'm not just making this up. Hang on one sec. There's some Hoopla stuff. I've been neglecting Hoopla a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, all that talk earlier when we first kicked off, all the Layla Starr talk. I think I want to jump in. I want to try to get to that this week so that I can have
It's a good idea.
My own opinion on it.
Yeah. I love that.
I think that will lead to good conversation next week.
Good deal.
Yeah. So that's all. I'm gonna borrow it live on Hoopla on the live stream.
That's right. Spin that credit. Let's do it.
This is
Let's do it.
This is
You're not going to forget your credits this March, are you?
Oh no, Krista.
It's so close. I know. I was like, oh no, I need to do it.
Oh, and then you know what? What am I going to say next?
Book of the month.
Book of the month.
Is it out?
I don't know. We
haven't even looked. Yeah,
we are total dorks, and I love it.
We don't care anymore. Oh, except we care about this month. We have to do this month because it's our birthday month. Okay.
Does anybody else in the chat? I know Danny. I think. Wait, Danny, Laura does book of the month. I don't know if Danny does. The April books are posted on book of the month.
We didn't even know. What a great day. So here's the deal. We're book of the month BFFs. By that, I mean, we both enjoy book of the month and we're BFFs, but also we're BFFs in their program, which means we get a free birthday book and we get a book at the end of the year, one of the like best of the year we can pick.
Yes.
For free. So Mary and I like to freak out when the books are posted, tell each other if we want to get anything lately. And by lately, I mean a good nearly year, I want to say. Yeah. We've just been like skip. We just keep skipping until our birthday month when we won our free book. So we have to get a book.
Oh,
it's great though. Oh, it's not good.
It's so, you know.
It's fine.
It's fine. I mean, I'm really like breezing through them quickly, so I'll stop. This, you know.
I mean, we could talk about it if you want.
Okay, cool.
let me pull up my app. I guess I could pull it up and we could stare at it on the.
Yeah, maybe that'll be a little more entertaining than having everybody watch us giggle.
bookofthemonth.com. I may have to log in here.
If your dad was watching, he'd be so excited that we're gonna like pull up the screen, right?
He would, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can remember my password.
I don't know if this is weird or not, but lately I feel like sharing. You know, I don't know about everybody else. I guess most people like to fall asleep with the TV on, right?
Yeah.
But last night I had YouTube on and I watched your dad's like latest unboxing. And then I was starting to get sleepy and I thought, oh, Mary, you better put like a sitcom on or whatever. But I just like got really sleepy all of a sudden. So I do remember I fell asleep and it was like one of your live streams with your dad. So that's what I fell asleep to, you guys chatting it up.
Well, that's cute. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
Yeah. Can you see
Oh,
this?
hey, BFF.
It's your birthday month.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, let's choose. All right. So
Let's choose.
let's choose April's books. Okay, so here are the book of the month. Hey, not sponsored, by the way. They, if only.
Yeah,
They don't
this
sponsor
book's
me. All
not
right.
yet.
Yeah. Historical fiction. Here's the thing. I'm not even going to read this.
Whoa!
So personally, it's not my thing. So I'm just like, that's not for me. But maybe you're interested, Mary.
Wait.
I don't know.
But you, Danny said too rich for her blood. Yeah, Danny, that's another thing about Danny. This is something you both have in common. I mean, I'm okay at finding deals, but like you're really good at finding deals. And Danny does the same thing. Like finds the most amazing used books. But
Well,
you know this author though. That's where I was stopping you. I know like
do I?
yeah, you do. She wrote that what is it? That memoir is like not Glass Houses. That's a Billy Joel album, I think. Hang on one sec. I'll tell you. I guarantee they talk about it within here.
Should I click on it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hello, Mary. I'm looking it up on my phone. You have the thing.
I'm like,
hello.
No, it just talks about this book.
All right, fine. Make me a liar. I'll find it for you. I won't.
Okay.
I won't hold up the.
I do like the good to know section. So famous author, don't care. All right.
That's where we find out if there's a peach. They show a peach.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Scandalous.
Sassy.
It's funny because also it's so weird because I can't see you right now. It's like when we share screens, I can only see this. Well, it's funny about Danny saying too rich for her blood. Once you get to the BFF level, you can just skip. Like we've really just been skipping and not paying anything until our birthday month, which we get a free book. We have to pay for one book, but that's still such a good deal, right?
Yeah, because you're basically getting 2 releases for $14.99.
Yeah, which is
like brand new releases, and sometimes they're early releases too. So we do that. We do that twice a year because, like you said, at the end of the year, if you pick one book, and then you get like what's that called? What's that? You already mentioned it.
It's like they vote on the best book of the.
Oh right, so there's like what
best
like
5. Yeah, there's like 5, and you can pick from them one free one to add to your box at the end of the year, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Again, if I think we kind of did this last year. We maybe did like a month or 2, right?
If that.
Yeah. And then we just did the free months, which has been great. It's been great.
By the way, Jeanette Walls, it's oh my god, The Glass Castle.
Okay. The name does sound familiar. So
yeah,
I haven't read it.
It's been a while since I've read it, but I do remember it. It's such it's a story about like her upbringing, and a lot goes into like how her mom. It's intense. The struggles that her mom went through, and yeah,
this cover's intense. I don't like this cover.
But this is fiction. This isn't. I just wanted to reference to show I read a book.
I got you. I know you've read some Megan Miranda, yeah?
I have. That's the one that I'd maybe be interested in, but as we always say, like with that's tough with thrillers because it's typically once you read it once, you're not going to read it again. At least for us. I mean, maybe people do reread thrillers. I don't know.
A group bound by decades-old pact and survivor's guilt reunited a remote island house in this taut, twisty tale.
Mwahaha.
Non-linear timeline, teens, who done it, rugged. All right.
I think I completely forgot to mention another book I finished as we're chatting.
Yeah.
Did I don't even need to look it up because I was like so annoyed with it. I think I need to change my rating because I think I actually gave it 3 and it really probably needed to be a 2. Did I talk about how I finished that second book? Remember I read that thriller, The Housemaid?
And I don't know if you...
I don't know if
I mentioned it. Did, yeah.
So I'll say it really quickly. I finished The Housemaid's Secret, which was the second book. And by the way, you could read them. They're really standalones. I don't really feel like you have to read The Housemaid to read the second one that came out.
Yeah.
Even though they're kind of billed as like a series, I didn't really. the first one I loved so much, right? I was like recommending it like crazy to like you and to Jessica and on here. But the second one, it was just like it reminded me of like watching like a bad horror movie where you're like yelling like, why are you going down those stairs, or why are you doing that fill in the blank thing again, right?
Yeah.
Which obviously sometimes that could be fun. Like it was just too much, and I just got, when you get to a point where you're like, you just don't even care how it ends or what happens. There were a couple redeeming like moments because of certain characters. There was one character that came back who was in the first book, who I did really like. I was so glad to see or to hear about him again. But it's just like, it felt like maybe she like signed a 2-book deal.
Mm,
I don't know. I think I have to go back and change the rating because I really didn't enjoy
Yeah.
it. I had to like force myself to finish it. So
yeah, that's a bummer.
yeah, little
I'm looking
sidebar.
forward to the first one though.
And I really enjoyed it. Even I did have a little conversation with Jessica though, and I think that's our group chat.
Mhm.
She did say there were moments like really, but I still recommend it to you because it'll be a
Good deal. I
Yeah.
feel like there's a certain amount of really in every thriller. Like you have to suspend your. It's kind of like any like horror movie where you're yelling, "Why would you go in there?" kind of thing, right?
yeah, totally. But it's like excessive. I felt in the second book.
Gotcha.
Where it takes you out of the story. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so romantic comedy. 2 minutes to showtime. Romance, check. Comedy, check. Midlife crisis. Workplace antics. Big feels and feminism, check.
Jack.
All right. Romance, quirky. Okay.
I like when you read the good to know section
like-
and then you read something, you're like, I don't care. Who cares?
Movie-ish, don't care.
Don't care.
Okay. That's a book we could read. Camp Zero, dystopian novel, debut.
Ooh.
Don't be fooled by the floating cities and brain implants. This mysterious polar camp.
If you read every book description this way, we're not going to like anything.
You're right. Okay. I don't think I care about this one. All right.
I didn't say stop. I'm enjoying it. I'm just saying.
No, you're right. Let's see. Adelaide. This raw, wrenching exploration of a toxic relationship and its aftermath doubles as an ode to the power of self-love. Okay. That I don't like the sound of it.
Go ahead, read the good to know.
Heavy read. Female friendships. Sad. No quotation marks. What?
Oh
no.
I'm out.
Oh no. Forget it. Nope. I'm glad it says that actually.
This is
I need to know.
If we start talking about books with no punctuation, this is like I'm gonna get as angry as I did about the washi tape dispenser.
I'm with you. Historical romance. I already don't care about this, but I'm gonna click on it. All right.
Oh,
it's salacious. All right, we're done. We're done with this one. Okay. Contemporary fiction. Get a bowl of popcorn ready. We've got it all here. Old Hollywood glamour, scorned lovers, paparazzi, found family. Okay. Feminist, millennial, marriage issues, glamorous. Nope.
All right. So here's the thing, though. This is the thing about Book of the Month. You have to pick one of the selections in order for us to get the birthday freebie.
Yeah. Or one of these.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, because not into this month's books, and then you have these options of member faves.
You could still pick. Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm doubting you a little bit. I am sorry.
Okay. Do you want me to just put one in my cart and see what happens?
You're like, watch this.
Let's just pretend. Yeah, make my book of the month, see?
Oh, listen. I apologize. Take it all back. Well, that helps a little bit. Although
it does, but I mean, I don't care about any of this. I just look at the cover and I'm just like, no. Maybe this one. What's this one?
Maybe this is why Book of the Month doesn't sponsor this live stream.
It's
We're
probably
like,
true.
We're like, you two are the worst.
Mama drama. There's mama drama in
Oh.
this one.
Mama drama.
Mama
Oh,
drama.
I think I have that audiobook.
Do you?
Yeah, I got it from Libro.
Okay. You are sponsored by them.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and make this one my book of the month.
whoa, wait. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness, are you gonna do your whole order live?
No, I just
That's crazy. I mean,
no. You know what? I just wanted to see the add-ons. Where do I go for that in this?
You go to
in the Not app. You're like it's all books, girl. Get it? Okay, where are the add-ons?
Okay.
New and recent add-ons. Here we go.
They're coming up. Don't worry.
Here we go. There's nothing new and recent about these. These look like the old books.
That Rebecca Mackay, I feel like a lot of people are reading that. I don't know anything about it though.
I don't like the cover.
Oh my god.
I have some questions for you. What's with the cover?
I feel like Book Riot talks about this author.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Okay, hold on. Let's do the quick take. Twisty as your fave true crime podcast, full of hard questions about power. This is no ordinary boarding school tale. All right.
Hey.
I could be into this. All right. Maybe I'll get this bad cover book.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I'll just stop sharing.
Okay. I know. Because the two of us could go through that whole thing for a long time.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I missed the whole chat. You know, I'm a $2 drifter. That's what I love to hear.
You was the $2 drifter.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. No semicolons.
Oof.
Scott Stapp's here again.
Wouldn't it be something if it really was Scott Stapp?
I think that every time. I'm like, how funny. We're all just like, haha, we get it. You're making the joke and the lyric of the Creed song. But then what if it's him?
I gotta say, if it's the real Scott or not, I'm gonna stand by this statement. I know some people think it's cool to pick on Creed. I still love Creed. What do you think of that?
I don't know if you know who I'm married to, but Reed is a huge, legitimate Creed fan.
You know what?
No apologies.
I don't know if I mean, it doesn't surprise me because he's he's pretty diverse in his musical tastes. That's cool.
Yeah, loves Creed. And yeah, it's the easy thing to make fun of. Absolutely.
I gotta say, another band like that, I think more people talk about Nickelback,
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit, at a certain point in life, I wanted to hate them, and through work, I ended up going to see them live.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, they're really good live. I
think it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So you went through the books you wanted to read.
Yes.
Is that right? And you know how it goes with me. I'll show you the ones that I picked, and then I'll show you the ones that Reed picked.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
And if you're new to watching us, if Danny's still around, maybe you don't know, but I tend to want to read too much and not read a lot of it. But it's fun because it's I just get books off my shelves and then I remember what I have, and
Yeah.
So hopefully
it's turned into a bit, really.
Yeah, we call it the pile of lies. So maybe not so much for Mary, but for me, the Snowcat Prince.
Oh, as long as we're focusing on Danny should know that anything cat related is in Kristen's paws. Get it?
Oh,
paws.
So true. Yeah, I'm a big fan of cat comics and cat books in general.
Yeah.
And obviously, I had to get the Snowcat Prince.
Hey, that art is beautiful.
Beautiful art. Oh, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful art. I'm really looking forward to it. So I think this is one I'll actually read. Yeah,
wait a minute. What's happening?
I don't know, but he's fine. He's fine.
Okay.
He's fine.
You're like, Mary, I can't show you anything without you getting upset with the animals.
Look at these pretty ones, though. So
that art is very beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful art. So there's that. Got this from the library. Belle of the Ball.
Hey, that's on my I do this annoying thing where I screenshot Instagram
Yeah.
And that I wanted to read that, but I wanted to get it from the library. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. I just grabbed the cover. It clearly called to me, as well as the back. Come on now.
Oh. Hey, is that a chunker? It looks kind of big.
It's a bit of
Yeah.
I'd say like kind of a classic second chonk kind of size. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like the color palette too. A lot of pinks.
Nice.
What's it about? I don't know. Do I care? No, I'm gonna read it.
It's like a sporty book, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Love sports in comics.
I thought you were
You're like, keep talking, because you know that's not the innocence.
I thought you were gonna try to pass that off, like I
Love
love
sports. In comics. Yeah, I'm not a sports person, except in comics, which I love.
That's cool.
I do absolutely want to read the third volume of The Abominable Charles Christopher. Oh, if you're not familiar with this one, oh my gosh. Beautiful, beautiful art. It's an amazing web comic. All of these characters and creatures in the forest talk, except Charles Christopher here. And there is some kind of mystery happening too. Mary, I look forward to you reading these too. I think you're really going to enjoy them.
I'm excited. I'm just trying to figure out. I just need to really look at the website and figure out. Sorry.
You can get these paperbacks for like $15 each.
Okay.
And then it is available for free online. So
nice.
Yeah. But love the series. Very, very excited for that. I also read the first Red's Planet. So Reed said, hey, read the second Red's Planet.
Fun.
Which I think I'll absolutely have to do. Sorry, the last book I grabbed that Reed did not grab. And he was like, you're not going to read this. He's like, it's too big. And I was like, but maybe. Because I've read this before. And it's been a while. And you and I have talked about doing this, like reading this. So I'm like, maybe. I pulled it off my shelf, but I don't know that I'm actually reading it.
I know what it is. Can I guess?
Yes.
Is it Muppet related?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not, but it's the first compendium of The Walking Dead. So I've read these issues years ago. I need to get back into it at some point. I don't know. It's just called to me right before the show, so we'll see. Will I read it by now? No, Mary, you know I'm not. But
I know, but a book like that, I think it's fair to say I'd like to start reading it, you know.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair. Yeah.
I do want to go through those compendiums though.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know. We need to. I saw Creed filming that one music video in the pool.
Oh, wow.
It's at Universal Studios back in 2002-ish. That's so funny.
Oh, that's fun.
Are we not friends? What's happening here?
Oh, no, your first fight. Listen, you guys, this is good. Let's get the first fight out of the way.
All right. And
then you can grow, like, from this moment on.
So, Danny, I need to know, do you have Twitter? Because it sounds like you have a problem with cats. Here's the thing. I grew up a dog person. I'm not saying I'm not still. I adore animals, both dogs and cats. I have a dog tattoo. Okay. It's my best tattoo I have. Absolutely. Of my dog who passed away. He's adorable. Yeah. But if you have Twitter, let me know.
I've never seen you're Italian now.
Let me know.
My goodness.
Let me. It's past the time where like I'm sleepy. So I'm like giggly. I have a cat. Her name is Willow. I have another cat. Her name is Buffy. Big Buffy fan, if you haven't noticed. And one, they're adorable and beautiful, and I love them. Buffy is like a dog. She plays fetch. She talks to us. I guess it's not like a dog, but dogs kind of talk. I don't know. Anyway, Willow, sweetest little girl ever of all time. No teeth, one whole eye. Rescued from a cat hoarding situation.
Oh.
Chronic illness. She's on all the steroids. She's great though. She's lovely. Anyway, she has a successful Twitter account is my point of telling you that. And there we go, James. Thank you, James.
Found them already.
Thank you, James. And Buffy has one too. I tend to forget about Buffy. I'm so sorry, Buff, but there we go. There we go. Okay. You can just look at how cute they are. Maybe you don't like cats, but you should like my cats. Okay. Okay, that's all.
I'm glad we worked through that.
Yeah. I mean, she's not talking, but we'll see. She's like, I'm gone. Goodbye. Speaking of cats, Penny. So this is a
I'm only laughing because no one knew that there were so many cat books out there in the world
I,
until
I found them all.
we all met you.
Maybe that's true.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Oh yeah, it's a total compliment. I mean, this is you own this, I don't know what you call it, lane or whatever.
I appreciate that a lot. I
Yeah.
do. And I have to say, so this is a graphic memoir about this
Ooh.
cat Penny.
Did the cat write it?
It's really from the perspective of the cat.
Alright.
Obviously the cat didn't write it, but
Listen, I just read a book with a talking octopus, so I have to ask these questions.
what I will say is I've read a chunk of this. And then I think I had homework reading and I got very distracted.
Oh, okay.
So I checked it out from the library, and then I was like, well, I have to own this. So then I bought it somewhere, and I need to get back to it because I have to say it was so well done and so uniquely
Yeah.
done. So for it to be a memoir from that,
Yeah.
like, I loved that idea, and the art is absolutely beautiful. I feel like this isn't even doing it justice.
It
Like,
looks so, from what you just showed, it looks very realistic.
it's gorgeous. It's illustrated in just a beautiful way.
Yeah.
And again, it's like you just get to experience the thoughts even of this cat. It just feels authentic. That may sound silly, but I don't know another way to put it. And yeah, it's just beautifully done. I keep passing this one page I want to show you. Come on. Here we go. Where is it? I'm going to pass it again. One day we'll get here. We're going to do it. It's going to be great. Here we go.
Oh.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah, that
Look
is
at that.
cool.
Oh no, so uniquely done, well done, and I really need to get back into this and actually finish it up because I know I'm gonna love it so much.
Nice. Who publishes that?
Chronicle Books
Hmm.
by Carl Stevens. So
Nice.
I think it's on Hoopla. So
Oh, it
check it out there.
is.
Yeah, I believe so.
I would check that out.
I believe so. Okay, no Twitter. Well, you can actually just access the Twitter without Twitter, just if you want. If you want to just pull up little Willow there and tell me you don't like cats. That's all. All right, I'll breeze through these. Again, these were picks from my husband Reed, so he wants me to read Silly Symphonies, Volume 1.
Wow.
These are like the old strip comics for Disney. They're very cute.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, really cool art. And these have been sitting on my shelf. I haven't read them, but I feel like it's something I would really enjoy. So
Yeah.
So that's a good pick. He did also pick up this Tomb Raider. I mean,
Just,
what?
I don't know why I'm annoyed.
Are you annoyed at me having it, or Reed picking it, or everything?
I think all of it. I don't know why I'm annoyed, but you're not going to read that. You're not
No.
reading that.
In fact, when he put it down, I literally said to him, I said, not reading that.
Wait,
I'm not reading that.
time out. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm not being some weird like Tomb Raider hater. I have no reason for my comments right now. But I feel like if you said, "Oh, Mary, pick a book that would not be on Kristen's shelves," I'd say Tomb Raider. I'm just surprised that it's there.
That's fair. Here's the thing. I did play these games like back in the day.
All right.
Like as a kid.
There's the connection. I see it.
Yeah. My dad was a big fan.
You're like, calm down, Frogger over there. Just relax.
And look, these may be garbage. I don't know. But you know what? I should read them just to see if they're garbage and get them off my shelf, to be honest.
How's the art look?
Not good. So, I was just flipping through it and I was like, not great. Some of it's okay. Some of it's okay. The art tends to go back and forth. It looks like this is okay. It's all right.
All right. Listen, if the
I don't know. It's all right. It's all right.
All right. Okay. I don't know. All right.
We'll see. Listen, it's no Penny, right?
Which, by the way, I just borrowed Penny on Hoopla.
Love that. Live Hoopla borrows. We love that.
Yeah.
This is one we got from the library. It's also Fantagraphics. It looks so strange. It's called Spa.
Oh.
What's going on here? I don't know. Oh, look, I don't know, but look. What's
Oh my
happening
God.
here?
I don't
So
know. Is that
I'm concerned. I think I'm concerned.
yeah.
But it's a little chonky, right? We love that. Also, I like to grab random stuff from the library, not know
That's
what it's about,
yeah, that's how you find
and
the
read
good
it.
stuff. Yeah.
So we're gonna try that. I also did the same with Double Walker. This is from Dark Horse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, Comixology original apparently.
Oh,
And Dark Horse put it out, and the art looks very strange. But I think it's a horror book as well. Yeah, a mind-bending tale of neurotic folk horror.
that's
Interesting.
cool.
Okay, so I don't know. We'll see. Got that. Reed also brought me the Stranger Things Library Edition Volume 1,
Oh,
which I have read the material in this, I believe, because I've read a lot of the little
yeah.
paperbacks from the library. But I do need a reason to revisit this and open it up and probably get the other ones. So that's a good pick.
Yeah, I like that pick for you.
Thank you. Thank you. And finally, my last one is Donald Duck's Donald's Happiest Adventures.
Oh.
So this recently came out. I got this, again, another spoiler for the haul video. We're putting up Tuesday, but I was very excited to get this. It is along the same lines as there was a Mickey one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Mickey's Weirdest Adventures or something, or yeah, something like that. Greatest Adventures. I'm trying to look at my shelf, where is it? Anyway, it has a very throwbacky style, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's not I don't believe these are old comics.
Right.
And I love that. I love that style. I love the art throughout this.
Yeah.
And I loved the Mickey one. Loved it. And I love that these are big but
Yeah.
thin.
All that
There's something about that, right?
I don't even know when I say this, I'm not even talking about specific creators, whatever. All that Disney, the artwork, there
Yeah.
is something so comforting. The second you open up those books, I just love the art.
Absolutely. And it's beautiful art, and this is some of the European creators. I mean, all those European Disney artists are just amazing.
Yeah.
No, it's Mickey Mouse, Mickey All Stars. What was I thinking? I don't know. That's what it's called because it's in here. It's in this series, there's these.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, okay. And there's a big introduction. I don't mean to go on about it, but several years ago, the two creators discovered some 40 issues of Walt Disney's Comics and Stories in Mickey's Quest, a rare spin-off comic book not archived at Disney. They discovered this at a garage sale.
Oh my goodness.
And only ever distributed regionally. And from this discovery was born Mickey's Craziest Adventures. That's the one I'm thinking of. Sorry. Okay. A new edition of the same name serial first published in those magazines. So on the strength of this, they blah, blah, blah. So they essentially put this together, got Mickey's Craziest, did Donald's Happiness, are actually modern, newly created serials to that were kind of inspired by that.
Right.
Which
Very
I think is
cool.
so fun.
Yeah.
And again, I adore the art, and I love the style they put these together in. It's so cool. So anyway, really stoked about this one. So I'll probably actually read that.
Yeah, I think you should. I think of all of those, I think that.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Right.
Not that this is what we're doing, but I think you should finish. Are you going to start Penny over again? Because you mentioned you started. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Penny, Donald, maybe Stranger Things.
Okay. I got you.
Although some of those fun, I have no idea what these are about library books. They do seem cool too. Who knows, right?
And probably the Snowcat Prince, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot that one too. All right,
I feel those are the three for sure.
You had some good picks there.
Yeah, I appreciate you helping me narrow it down. Maybe that's what we need to do every time. Just here's a bunch. Tell me what to read.
I know. I definitely don't bring enough options to the table
because you can handle yourself. I'm saying I can't, and I need you. I need you to tell me what to read.
Fair.
You're too much pressure. It usually works out.
Somehow it works out. Listen, We never have. There's never a lack of conversation during these shows. It's like, I don't know. I can't
So
believe how
true.
much time has passed already.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we should probably. Alexander's probably like, okay, you need to get going. We need to do something here.
He's like looking at his doggy watch.
Yeah,
like,
he's like,
"Hello?
come on, gotta go.
I need my last walk of the night.
Well, thank you all for sticking around. Those who have, we really
Yes.
appreciate it, as well as everybody in the chat, including Scott Stapp, the wonderful Scott Stapp,
Yes.
and new friend Danny. Thank you for being here. Even though apparently you don't like cats, it makes me sad. I'm telling you, go look at my cat Willow. You'll like her face. She's very cute. But truly, thank you for being here. And yeah, hope you guys have a great night. Let us know what you're reading, please, in the comments.
Please do. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, and we'll definitely be back next week, unless something weird happens, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's only like sickness. Or
Yeah.
It's only happened once, so let's knock
That's
on
true.
wood, like
Yeah. Good
yeah.
trend.
Yeah.
All right. Well, happy reading, everyone.
All right. Good night.